Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining on our fourth session. One more is left tomorrow. So in the last three sessions we have been discussing about the Bhumandala, the divisions, subdivisions, how they were made, who made, why they made, what are the dimensions, what are the kind of facilities are there, what they are known, etc. etc. We have been discussing. And then yesterday we have been seeing from Bhugola Varnanam how some of the missing points in the Bhagavatam can be understood from Bhugola Varnanam. So we have seen the cross-sectional view of the Bhumandala. We have seen the top view of Jambudipa. We have seen how Bharatakanda is connected to, or Bharatavarsha is divided into 9 divisions, and how are they located, and how is Bharatakanda connected to Jambudipa. And then we have seen how day and night is happening all over the Bhumandala, etc. etc. And finally, we are trying to address one important question. Why Mount Meru, Greater Himalayas, the ice column below Bharatakanda, the Garbhodaka ocean below Bharatakanda, the other 8 Kandas, the Greater Himalayas, and all the other places, though they are very close to us, very next to us, but we are not able to see. But we are able to see the stars, planets, all those things which are very far, but we are able to see them. At least we are seeing them as the light source, something like that. So what is the reason behind these two? So we are briefly trying to address that. So we saw that Adrushya Datava Sarve Samutpanna Jaladaya. Though every place in the entire universe is primarily made up of the same Panchamahabhutas, but the same Panchamahabhutas at some place becomes invisible to the people of the other place. Like we have seen the example of water. When it transforms into vapor, we can't see. The mud, when it's thrown into the air, we can't see. The gold here is completely jada. The gold in the spiritual world is completely spiritual. The gold in the heavenly planets, it could be somewhat in between. So just like Devatas have endowed with mystic potency, the Devatas abodes are also endowed with mystic potency. So we may not be able to see on our own. We may need special qualification to see them. Just like Arjuna needed special qualification to see the universal form consisting of all the Devatas. In order to see Devatas or Devatas abodes, we need special empowerment. That's why we are not able to see at many of the other places. That's why we are not able to see the elaborate, that ice column, and other side it is connected to Garbhodaka ocean, that Garbhodaka ocean also are not able to see. And other Kandas we are not able to see, Greater Himalayas we are not able to see, Mount Meru we are not able to see, other verses we are not able to see, because at least as of now, in this current Kali Yuga, we don't have that qualification. That is what we have understood from some statements of the Shastra. In the previous Yugas, they have been accessible to people during that time. So today, we'll be elaborating on the same principle. We are trying to give some examples of how people used to access all these places in the past. So with that, this section will be completed. Then we'll enter into the third part of our presentation. That is the vertical structure of the universe, trying to understand the remaining 13 planetary systems. Bhuloka it is done. Bhuvarloka, Svargaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatal, Patal. All these places we'll briefly see as today and tomorrow class. Yes, Raj.
Cases in the same dimension or they are in a different higher dimension that we are not able to see them.
So at least I don't take the dimension concept in our discussion. Even when we were taught, His Grace Radha Vallaprabhu is the one who was a teacher for us during our Bhakti Vaibhava time. He was talking about a multi-dimensional concept. So there are the dimensions go up to 64 dimensions. So like that he told, because somehow because of my inability I could not understand the concept of dimensions. Third dimension to fourth dimension he explained, showed a video also. It is clear, but still since I have not understood I can't speak in that way. I always say that other than Bharatavarsha, remaining all are like heavenly places. they are in a heavenly region. So they are subtle to our gross perception. We can't pursue them because they are in a subtle realm, as we just presented yesterday. Just like when Indra appears to bless Kunti Maharani, he appears along with his golden ornaments, garments, and mukut, etc. When he disappears, all those things also will disappear. So that means the elements also have the same property as that of Indra. So then, just like the elements have the same property, the abode also will have the same property as that of Indra. Normally we can't see them, but when we are qualified enough to see, we can see that this is how I try to present. The dimension concept is very difficult, very confusing. I have not understood, I cannot explain others also to understand.
And the same way we can understand the position of the moon, like the moon is described as Swargaloka.
Wait, we will discuss. We will discuss about the moon in today's class itself. We'll elaborately discuss about the moon landing episode and all these things. That time we'll take this question. Anyone else has any questions based on our discussion in the past? माइक या बगल में यूज कर सकते.
Priji, I was just trying to understand the spare thing. Like if we have a spare with us here in the 3D, and to have a planet in a spherical way and rotating, that seems to be a little more logical. But
No,
even in
wait, before we continue, none of the planets are spherical actually. All the planets are described in the Puranas as a chariot. Sun is a chariot, Moon is a chariot, Mercury is a chariot, Venus is a chariot, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, all the planets are simply a chariot. In the chariot, all the people are residing. But because the chariot is emitting light, and since it is far located at far distance, we see it as a spherical
globe.
object which is emitting some light. In reality, it is actually a chariot.
Okay. So like in a Bhumandal, we saw everything. When we talk about a circular thing, it is very easily understood. But when we talk about spherical, like spherical. So if we see a atlas, which we generally see, and then we try to diagram, like there should be half of the thing which would be having something like, you have to do if a cross section of that, if you have to cut into the pieces, so there will be some portion, and generally the upper portion will be seen as atmosphere, which is making an atmosphere of the sphere. Or how does we imagine a sphere of Earth which is there on the Bhumandal and on that ice? So that seems to be difficult to very understanding how, and that there on that some places water is there, some places land is there, and what is the boundary around it? That is ice. Like
Which one?
The spare boundary. The one side will be atmosphere, like the.
Why? Atmosphere can be everywhere, na? If this is sphere, atmosphere can be all around, all 360 degrees in 3D portion. Ground there is a ocean.
Ground there is ocean.
Between the ocean and the sphere, there is also some empty space. There also you can have atmosphere. This is sphere. This is Jambudvipa. In between there is a column. Itna to gap to hai na? This all could be atmosphere. Why only on the offside atmosphere should be there, other half should not be there? Atmosphere is everywhere.
So that spherical boundary is what? That boundary is made up of ice, fully ice or atmosphere?
No, it is not made up of ice. Only Antarctic region is become icy. Remaining all watery portion.
Watery portion. It is attracted to center of gravity, which you tell. It is attracted to center of gravity.
Yes.
We see in the top, then we can see it as a sphere from the moon point of view. The image seems to be like that.
No, forget about all these things. I gave the example also. In the line of equator, if you are staying at the line of equator, you see sun going like this. If you happen to go to North Pole, you will see sun will be doing your parikrama every day. You have traveled any time abroad? कभी travel किया क्या? करो, एक बार करके आ जाओ, समझ में आ जाएगा. You need to have experience to understand something. Otherwise, you can't experience. Certain experience required actually in order to appreciate. That's why I was telling you should live in the village to have all the experiences. Village, you get every experience of the material nature. In the city, life is busy always. Okay. Any other devotee have any question? Fine. We'll move on today from where we stopped yesterday. So we have also given the example of Nala Damayanti episode, in which also we get a clue that whether the devatas are devata abodes in relation to our place, they does not cast shadow. That does not become an impediment to get sunlight in from whichever direction. So now, Sri Badarayana Murthy, the translator, in the introduction he poses some questions. Because the entire world is ready to ask questions. He himself is asking questions. Before answering your questions, I will have a question for you. You answer. Like that he says. We speak of suns and solar systems within the millions of galaxies. What is the opinion of modern science in this regard? How many solar systems are there? Huh? Millions are so many. Every galaxy might hold so many solar systems. They have said it. They are still saying it. Have the scientists found at least one more solar system within our own galaxy? जाके देखा क्या कोई सोलर सिस्टम को? But is that really planet? Huh? Planet? No, I am not talking about planet. I am talking about solar systems. Is there any other solar system? कुछ और है क्या? This is the question asked by the Badarayana Murthy ji. We also speak of galaxies of different types. What is galaxy? They have given so many names. Galaxy, Milky Way, Nebula. M22, okay, I don't know. But like this, so many different things are given. What is the meaning of that galaxy, Milky Way and Nebula? What is the meaning of galaxy? Cluster of millions of stars. That simple definition is cluster of millions of stars. And cluster of such kind of galaxies is nebula, cluster of them is a Milky Way, like that. Like one is bigger, like that they say. Are there any galaxies seen in the southern celestial hemisphere? They say yes. So what you have seen? Two Magellanic clouds. In the southern side, down below South Pole, towards South Pole side, they happen to see only two clouds. But in the north and east, west, other direction, they are able to see many more galaxies. But south only two clouds, and they named them as Magellanic clouds. Maybe M2 or M3, whatever Prabhuji is saying. If not, what is there beyond there to the south? Why you are only able to see so many galaxies in the north, east, west, but why not in the south? Why you are only seeing some clouds in the south? What is the reason? वाटर देर करके आपको भागवत में बताया था, but according to modern science, he is posing questions to modern scientists who ask so many questions to us. So in that way, now he says, he only gives some answer. For the information of the scientists, it may be said that what scientists are calling as a galaxy, which they define as cluster of millions of stars, are nothing but millions of the vehicles of the divine people, the residents of Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka. As we discussed yesterday, all of them, they stay. Their residence is star. Our residence may be something. It may be having an address. House number 1-32. What is this area called? Madhav Nilayam. This area is called as? Kataraj. And then Pune. So this India. This is the Madras, India. This is the address. So our home is stable only. It won't change anywhere. Like that, devatas have their respective homes. One star is given to one devata. The so many stars that we see, they are all actually the home of the heavenly residents. And they have all the amenities in each and every star. But what is the understanding of a star according to modern science? Yeah, every star is a sun, and since they are located at a distance of light years away, that's why we are able to see only twinkling light. And there is a possibility of every star, because it is a sun, there is a possibility of every star having solar system. This is general assumption. Not necessarily every star should have, but there may be a possibility. That is how they understood. But according to Bhagavatam, in a universe, there is only one sun. And remaining all are all in some of the categories. Today we will be discussing what are the different categories that are in the outer space. Maybe after the break we will discuss about it. So primarily majority of them are stars. And the stars are the homes of all the heavenly denions. This is our Vedic understanding. In Bhagavatam also many times, when Prithu, Archi were going back to Godhead, all the devatas traveling in their Vimana, they were showering flowers and glorifying Archi. When people were going to Daksha Yajna, they were all going in the Vimanas, looking at them. Sati is telling to Shiva, let us also go. Dhruva was going in an airplane. Piche Suniti is coming and all the devatas are showering flowers on him. They are all Vimanas. Even in Vaikuntha also there are Vimanas. Vaimanika, Salana, etc. etc. So in all the upper planetary system, their homes are the aerial mansions, which we see as stars. This is the understanding of stars from the Puranas. They are all star-like planets, which are the abodes of Yakshas, Guhyakas and all the other Upadevatas. But what about the galaxy concept? Galaxy, Milky Way and Nebula and all. For example, Indra is there. Indra does not stay alone. Indra stay with all his entourage. So every person will have a vehicle. So all the vehicles, when they come together, appears to be like a cluster. That cluster can be called as galaxy. And that too, if Indra is traveling along with his entire entourage, whose chariot will be bigger? Indra's will be bigger and more brighter. The minister will be like medium and the Sainik will be small. So though all of them are together, but we see some of them are big, some of them are medium, some of them are small. When you see through a telescope, what is the conclusion you will say? Which is more brighter, you say is nearby. Which is medium brighter, you say little far. Which is less brighter, you say very far. So that kind of assumption may come across. That's how we come across light years distance apart. So we'll see. Now, in the Mahabharata Vanaparva, there is a conversation between Arjuna and Matali. When Arjuna went to Himalayas, he performed austerities for 6 months, then he fought with Lord Shiva, then he attained Pashupatasra. Then Lord Shiva tells you, please go to heaven and learn heavenly weapons also. So Lord Shiva disappears. Then 4 people appear. Indra, Kuvera, Yama and Soma. And they invite him to Swarga. They disappear. Then the chariot of Indra will come. So Matali was driving. So Arjuna sat in the chariot and he was going to heaven, Amaravati. Somebody please read. Whoever has mic.
Matali to Arjuna. Previous pious kings stay in star-like planets on the way to heaven. Arjuna, the intelligent descendant of Kuru, with her delighted heart, coursed through the wagon in that car of wonderful deeds, resembling the sun in its form, and coming within the view of pious mortals. Arjuna spied thousands of chariots of wondrous make. There did not shine the sun, the moon, or fire, but it blazes in its own light, begotten of virtue and ascetic merit. And those brilliant regions that were seen from the earth in the form of stars, like lamps, too small on account of that distance, though very large, were seen in their own sphere by the son of Pandu, full of beauty and brilliance and shining in their native splendor. There he saw royal sages of accomplished piety, heroes who had been slain in battle, and those who had obtained heaven by their devout penance. Hundreds and thousands of Gandharvas shining in effulgence like the sun, and also Guhyakas, Rishis, and various Apsaras, beholding these self-effulgent regions, Falguni stricken with wonder. Accosted Matali, who gladly replied, saying, "These are the pious persons, O son of Pratha, stationed in their respective spheres, whom you have seen. O Lord, from the earth in the forms of stars.
This is the conversation that is happening between Arjuna and Tali. While they were traveling towards Amaravati, Arjuna is seeing so many wonderful things, brightly shining. Without the aid of sunlight or moonlight, they are shining on their own. And within that, seated great sages, rishis, and pious people, and rajarshis, etc. Then he inquired, what are these things shining brightly? He said, Oh Arjuna, these are all people from your place only. Those Brahmanas who lived their life in a pious way, those Kshatriyas who laid their life in the battlefield, those Vaishyas, those who gave a lot of charities, those Shudras who served honestly, after death they all come to Swarga. When they come, they are given these brightly shining abodes, whom you saw from the earth as stars. बस हो गया, पूरा स्टोरी हो गया इधर. So those who do pious activities after death, they will go to Swarga, they will be given 1 star. There they will be residing there happily for as long as their piety allows. The modern scientists have found the stellar distances. They say the alpha star is the closest star to our sun planet or to our solar system. What is the distance? It is at a distance of 4.22 light years. What do you mean by light year? Huh? How much distance it will travel? For the light to travel from sun to earth, it will take 8 minutes. So that multiply that with 365 into 24 into 60 by 8. That much is the distance. We know the distance between the earth and sun. 150 million kilometers, which is called as 1 astronomical unit. That you multiply with this, you will get it. So now, the closest star is Alpha star, which is at a distance of 4.22 light years. When you convert into yojanas, that number will be 3.072 trillion yojanas. Since in the Bhagavatam we are seeing everything in yojanas, the closest star to our solar system is at a distance of 3.72 trillion yojanas. So now please tell me where it is. 1 light year is equal to 9.5 10 to the power of 12 kilometers, that is 728 billion yojanas. And the pole star, which is in the northern side, it is located at a distance of 433 light years. This is 4.2, this is 433. That means 100 times. 300 trillion yojanas is the distance between Earth and pole star, according to modern science. Now, the inner radius of our universe is 250. Then begins the 7 universal layers: earth, water, fire, air, ether, ahankara and mahatattva. But however, before the universal layer, there is a mountain known as Manasuttara, Lokaloka mountain. And Bhagavatam says that everything that we see is within the Lokaloka mountain range. We can't see anything beyond Lokaloka mountain range because it is all dark. Dark room में क्या देखेंगे हम? कुछ नहीं देख पाएंगे. So, the Lokaloka begins at 41, it has a width of 82, it ends at 123, but its peak can be around 100 million yojanas. That means according to Srimad Bhagavatam, everything that we see must be within 100 million yojanas. At max worst case 120 million yojanas. Not at all more than that. It can be less only. Then how can you reconcile? The closest star is at a distance of 3 trillion yojanas. The farthest star can be at a distance of 100 million yojanas according to Bhagavatam. So how to reconcile these two? Is Bhagavatam is saying something unnecessarily here and there, or? No, there are means. They have two different means called as parallax method and magnitude method. They have been working on this for hundreds of years. How can you say, how can they measure? They have been measuring. Any reflections? Any thought process?
I have made to understand कि ये मतलब scientific calculation is showing more distance than the Bhagavatam. Is it like this? Because it is showing trillion
I
and
am
here
not
it is.
saying that. Some stars, they are telling that they are located at a distance of so many light years. When you convert that light year into yojanas, it is coming around 7 trillion yojanas. And according to Bhagavatam, everything that we see is well within this Loka mountain range only. We can't go beyond that. This is the shloka. 5:20 to 37. The shloka says everything that we see should be within Loka mountain. You can't see anything beyond Loka mountain.
Correct.
So then how do you reconcile both?
Scientific has calculating that distance is little more. This is very more than should be a visible range.
Forget about little jada.
In both
3 trillion yojanas. So where it is supposed to be? We know the universe dimensions. From here to here 250. Iske baad there is earth layer 500. Then there is water layer 5000. Then there is air layer 50,000. Like that is there. So where the alpha star can be placed? In which layer of the Bhumandala or beyond the 7 layers of the Bhumandala, where it will be? How can you reconcile both? Some of our devotee community, they say that actually Bhagavatam numbers are all contracted numbers. They use the concept as time dilation. Simple. Because here our day and night is 12 hours per day, 12 hours per night. Okay? In the heaven, 6 months is day, 6 months is night. In the Brahmaloka, 1000 Chaturyugas is day, 1000 Chaturyugas is night. So, if you accept the day to be same, at our place, the day is 12 hours, in that whatever sunlight is traveling that speed will have X number. In the heaven, the 6 months is the daytime. The 12 hours daytime has been expanded into 6 months. Then what will happen? If you have to keep the speed of light same, then which parameter has to be expanded? Accordingly, distance has to be expanded. So we may be saying that heavenly planets are just a small distance of about some 1 lakh yojanas or 2 lakh yojanas. But according to the speed of light, because the daytime is increasing, so distance should increase. So that's how our devotees have come up with the solution. So they say that though Satyaloka we may say that it is a distance of 240, 235 million yojanas according to Bhagavatam. But actually since their daytime is about 1 lakh, 1 day of Brahma, so accordingly the distance also should expand. And they say that distance is like millions of light years apart. Our devotees only come up with such solution. आपका मत क्या है? What is the formula for C? C is equal to distance by time. Okay? C is constant. C does not vary. The speed of sunlight will not vary. Okay? At our place, the daytime is 12 hours. Because we are a certain distance from the sun. In the heaven, the daytime is 6 months. So, this is how our people are interpreting. So, since the daytime is expanded from 12 hours to 6 months, they should be at that much far distant. Then, the distance by time will be constant, which is equal to speed of light. When you go to Maharloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, there the daytime is 1000 Chaturyugas. They are also that much distance apart. That is the way the time dilation formula has been. Yes. They say that there the light is going very slow. यहाँ पे फास्ट जा रहे हैं 8 मिनट्स में सन से इधर तक आ रहा है, वहाँ पे धीरे धीरे चल रहा है, इसलिए टाइम ज़्यादा टाइम लेते हैं.
You told about sun is there in this that rotating around that mountain in Pushkar Deep.
So Matsar mountain.
So is this sun is only required to give light to heavens also because they are above and they are self-effulgent also?
Yes. For all the 3 lokas, only one sun. There is only one sun Baba in the universe.
This is also
sun hai, ek hi moon hai. Our devotees also have the concept of 2 moons, 2 suns also. Some devotees are presenting like that also.
Because it is closer to Bhumandala, it seems to be this sun is placed for us, not for them.
What was the very first point that we spoke in the first day? What is the topic of the 5th canto? You came late.
Yes.
You did not follow afterwards. You did not refer to the class also. Uske pehle, what is the sthanam? What is the essence of sthanam? Maintenance of? No. Of course, in general, maintenance of the 14 lokas. But in upper 4 lokas, maintenance is not required because there all yogis are there. In the lower 7 planets, even though you want to maintain, they will not accept your maintenance because their asuras are there. So where the maintenance is happening? Huh? Just now I told, out of 14 lokas, 4 lokas not required. Test 7 lokas are not required. Where it is required? हाँ बस वो भू स्वा उसके लिए मेंटेनेंस हो रहा है. ये फॉर दीज 3 लोका देयर इज ओनली 1 इंद्रा, 1 चंद्रा, 1 वरुणा, 1 वायु, 1 सूर्य, 1 चंद्र, लाइक दैट, 1 ओनली. व्हाई 2 पीपल आर रिक्वायर्ड? एक ही आदमी रहता है. आप हर घर का एक संघ को रखने वाला लगता है. हाँ. Okay, fine. I do accept, but show you Shastra Pramana. Don't speculate yourself. You show Shastra Pramana, we are happy to accept. क्या प्रमाण है? किधर दिया प्रमाण ऐसा? टाइम उधर स्लो करके इधर फास्ट करके किधर बोला? हाँ, सो उन्होंने क्या बोला? नीचे आने से नहीं हुआ, जब वो बात कर रहे थे तब तक खत्म हो गया जनरेशंस. मतलब उसका मतलब ये है वो उतना समय तक उधर युद्ध कर रहे थे उधर. He was fighting for a long time, for many decades and centuries he was fighting. Time is time. See, my understanding is time is time. Time is everywhere as it is. यहाँ पे आपका दिन का 12 घंटा रहता है, वहां पे उनका दिन का 6 महीना है ना. 6 months, 6 into 30 into 24. How much will be the value? Approximately you can take 6 into 30, 180. 180 into 24. So you can take 20 into 200. How much it will be? 4,000. So 4,000 hours is their daytime. Our daytime is 12 hours. Their daytime is 4,000 hours. इट्स ओके ना. प्रॉब्लम क्या है? उनका डे टाइम लंबा है, लंबा रहने दो. वो बचपन से लंबा दिन देखते थे, वो उसका वैसे उसी प्रकार आदत हो गया. उसमें क्या? हाँ, ये उधर जाएगा तो भी उतना ही समय रहेगा, उनको भी उतना समय रहेगा. हाँ, उतना जिएगा. वो कभी कभी होता है, कभी कभी नहीं होता है. कटवांगा महाराज डिड नॉट चेंज हिज बॉडी. ययाति महाराज डिड नॉट चेंज. ययाति हाँ, नौशा, he did not change his body. Even Arjuna did not change his body. उसी बॉडी में Arjuna was staying there in the heaven for 5 days. But in the meantime, earth में 5 साल हो गया. Out of 12 years of Vanavas, Arjuna was there in the heaven for 5 years. But there it is only 5 days. वही 5 दिन में पूरा युद्ध कला सीखा था. निवता कवचों के साथ युद्ध भी किया, उनको हराया, मार दिया और उनको गिफ्ट में दे दिया इंद्र को. सो वापस आने के पहले उर्वशी के साथ संवाद भी हो गया, शापग्रस्त हो गए, वापस आ गए. सी यहाँ पर भी when the battle was going on, they were 90 years old, but they were all looking like youth people. Their body did not grow like old people. No white hair, nothing like that. They were all very youth looking, even at the age of 90 also. Who? Kokudmi went to Brahma. No, if he had not died there, he will not die here also. Why? There are people like Privarta Maharaj stayed there for almost kitna din? They are long, but they could stay. The exception can be there. Kokudmi also. See, because he could go all the way to Satyaloka means he could live also. Why not he will live? But सत्यलोक को जाने का क्षमता है तो जीने का क्षमता क्यों नहीं रहेगा? See, actually जीने का क्षमता थे लोगों के पास, but they don't live because they want to go back home back to God. They voluntarily invited death. raising the prana from Muladhara Chakra and Ajna Chakra and piercing to Brahmarandhra, and then he went back to Godhead. They take shelter of yoga process. So ऐसा नहीं, अभी कलयुग में सिचुएशन अलग है, कलयुग में बचपन में बूढ़ा होता है, बट प्रीवियस युगों में ऐसा नहीं होता था. हाँ, they could live happily. Bhishma was 480 years old when the battle was going on. Not one day, 2 days, he was 480 years old. हाँ, he was fighting and no one could stand in front of him. Even Arjuna could not stand. 3 times Arjuna became almost dead. 3rd day, 7th day, 9th day. Because Krishna was there, Arjuna was saved. 2 times Krishna has to come down picking up the chariot wheel. On the 7th day and 9th day. No one could stand in front of this 480-year-old. Not old, so-called old man, but according to age. 480-year-old person. It's there. At least my understanding is that this devotees might come across various things, but time is time. Time is everywhere. Only thing here our daytime is small, their daytime is long. That much long time they will. हमको 12 घंटा बिताने में बहुत दिक्कत रहता है कभी कभी. कभी कभी 12 घंटे ऐसे बीत जाते हैं, पता नहीं चलता है. When we are absorbed. Same way they are absorbed, so their daytime is going on like that. कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं जो कर रहे हैं उसमें.
See, when Brahmaji stole that cowherd boys, that time he went to Brahmaloka and there he remember hardly 1 moment passed in Brahmaloka. That time actually 1 year passed on
He
the
did not
earth.
go Brahmaloka. He just went around for a stroll and came back. ब्रह्मलोक तक पहुंचा नहीं. उधर ही ऐसा घूमने के लिए थोड़ी देर गया, इधर उधर गया, वापस आया.
He didn't go to Brahmaloka.
No.
This is how we heard that he went to Brahmaloka and there he remember, oh, one moment passed.
It's
So
okay.
it means
Even
1 year on the
I
earth,
also
something
don't
like
remember
that.
exactly, but as far as I remember, he did not go all the way to Brahmaloka. He just went away. After some time he came back.
Okay.
For him, according to his understanding, he went away and he went for a while and then he came back. In the meantime, 1 year is passed here.
Okay.
Because he is absorbed in what he is doing, so the time passed quickly. Huh? For example, there is a nice feast. We sat and we are sitting next to one of our close friend. We are eating, talking, we are eating, talking, we are eating, talking. By the time you end, you see the watch. We sat at 10 o'clock. Now it is only 11 o'clock. लगता है क्या 1 घंटा हो गया करके? Why it is not happening 1 hour? Because we are absorbed. That's how the experience is. Sometimes, if we sit in a boring class, every second we keep seeing the watch. कब होगा time? कब खत्म होगा? कब खत्म होगा? So there it is like yuga itam nimishena. 1 nimisha becomes like 1 yuga. Here 1 yuga becomes like 1 nimisha. So like that. It all depends on absorption. हाँ. हाँ. हाँ, वो उनका लाइफ स्पैन है. यस, टाइम इज सेम फॉर एवरीवन. आपका जीवन काल एक ही दिन, ये तो एक ही दिन में सब कुछ हो जाएगा. हमारा जीवन काल 100 वर्ष है, तो 100 वर्ष में सब कुछ हो जाएगा. और देवताओं का जीवन काल तो 1 मनवंतर काल है कम से कम. सो 1 मनवंतर काल तक वो जीते रहेंगे आराम से, विदाउट एनी इशू. लाइक दे डोंट हैव एनी कंप्लेंट दैट मेरा जीवन इतना लंबा क्यों करके. हाँ, नो. हाँ, हर एक जीव का आपका नियमित टाइम होता है.
So, like there is a saying Prabhupada ji writes कि everybody have 100 years only. ब्रह्मा जी के भी 100 दिन ही हैं, उनका बस मतलब 100 साल हैं, 100 साल.
देवताओं का 100 साल कैसे हो गए?
हाँ, 100 साल मतलब वो कैलकुलेशन फिर इस तरह से मैच हो जाएगा क्या कि उनका 6 महीना का 1 दिन है.
द्वापर युग में 100 साल कैसे होगा? द्वापर युग का तो टाइम पीरियड तो 1000 ईयर्स. 100 साल कैसे होगा?
लेकिन दिन रात 12 ही घंटे होते थे द्वापर युग में.
हाँ, 12 घंटे ही होता है. देन 100 साल को 100 साल ही होता है. 1000 साल होता है. अच्छा,
मतलब कभी कभी बोलते हैं ना ब्रह्मा जी का 100 साल, अभी 51 साल चल रहा है.
ब्रह्मा जी का 100 साल है, बट उनका 100 साल मतलब 1 साल में 360 डेज है. एक दिन में 2000 चतुर्युगा आर देयर. हाँ, उनके है ना. नंबर में भी 100, बट ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? 100 years of Brahma's lifespan, not my human lifespan.
हाँ
हाँ.
नहीं वो तो समझ में आ रहा है लेकिन
वो तो नॉर्मलाइजेशन कैन डू एनीथिंग बट नॉट एग्जैक्टली 100 साल ना. देवताओं को भी 100 साल बोल सकते हैं. 100 साल में क्या एक कांस्टेंट फैक्टर रख के नॉर्मलाइजेशन कर सकते हैं आप.
हाँ मतलब वही मैं कैलकुलेट करूँगा 100 साल अगर उनके हैं तो उनके जितने नंबर ऑफ दिन हम लोग देखते हैं 12 घंटे के उतने ही नंबर ऑफ दिन हम लोग 6 महीने के देखते हैं. ऐसा होता है क्या एग्जैक्टली? मतलब दिस इज माई
6 महीना इज फॉर देवतास नॉट फॉर ब्रह्मा.
हाँ मतलब सेम. तो वही मैं कह रहा हूँ सेम प्रिंसिपल अगर हम
हाँ yes. हमारा 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 ऐसा से 5 साल. हमारा ऐसा से देवताओं में 5 साल वाला दिखता ही नहीं आपको. बच्चा पैदा हो गया एक मुहूर्त में, एक मुहूर्त में 16 साल बच्चा हो जाएगा, जीवन भर 16 साल बच्चा रहेगा. वो 5 साल वाला दिखता ही नहीं उधर. देवलोक में सब लोग 16 साल वाले, ना ऊपर ना नीचे. हाँ ओके. वासुदेव कृष्ण प्रभु बताइए.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I don't know if I'm repeating the question because I could not hear what other devotees are asking questions there.
Okay.
Regarding this time, Prabhuji, you mentioned that it is based on the absorption of the person that he experiences, whether the time is passing quickly or it is going so slowly. He feels like Yogaitam animation. So I feel that is very individual from person to person. Then it changes, and but we have a standard time unit that this much amount of time passes. It is called a second or minute or whatever. According to Bhagavatam, also we have the different division of the time
Yes.
which is there. So there is a standard unit. Now experience may vary from different to different, and that perception may change. Now, my question is that we see now we hear that Kukutmi also when he went, so it was just a short span when he went above, and he came back. But so many yugas passed in that meanwhile. So it was like there is a time difference also. It's not just absorption, na Prabhuji. Absorption can be one factor which is there for us. How I feel the experience of time that I am telling, but in absolute point of view, there should be some standard, no?
See, that is fine. But time is time, na. Now here, in Bhuloka, 7th Manvantara, 28th Chaturyuga, Kali Yuga is going on. When heavenly people has to refer to Bhuloka, they will also refer somewhere similar to this only, na. Even though in their location the time absorption, time perception is a little different, but time तो अभी का instant तो अभी का instant है ना everywhere, all over the universe, same instant only. It won't change. From the beginning of the creation till now, how much time passed? 6 Manvantaras completed. 6 Manvantaras completed. 7th Manvantara में 27 Chaturyugas completed. In 28 Chaturyuga 3 yugas have completed. Kali Yuga 5126 years completed. इतना टाइम सबके लिए इतना टाइम कंप्लीट हुआ ना. ऐसा नहीं ब्रह्मा के लिए ओनली 1 आधा दिन और देवताओं के लिए पूरा दिन, ऐसा नहीं है ना. सबके लिए इतना टाइम तो हो गया. बट वी आर फेमिलियर विद सर्टेन यूनिट्स लाइक सेकंड, मिनट, आवर एंड दिन, ईयर एटसेट्रा. इन देयर लेवल द सेकंड का ड्यूरेशन में भी मोर, दिन का ड्यूरेशन में भी मोर, वो तो है. बट दे आर आल्सो कॉलिंग इट अ डे. बट व्हेन वी कंपेयर दैट एंड दिस, द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज ऑलवेज सेम. इट वोंट चेंज. देयर 1 ब्रह्मा डे इज इक्वल टू 1000 Chaturyugas. Our day is 12 hours. But in terms of our days, when you put a conversion factor, how much you will put? Accordingly, you will put, na? 1000 Chaturyugas into 4.32 million years into 365 days into 24 hours. वही फैक्टर यूज करेंगे ना. बट उनका टाइम भी उतना लंबा ही है ना, वो तो कम नहीं हो रहा है. In spite of being long span, but they don't feel it is to be too long because of their absorption. That is my point.
Prabhuji, like same human being who has certain experience here in the earth and he has some understanding of what is time, second, hour and all. When he goes to the upper planetary system, he spends only few seconds or few minutes of time, and when he comes back, why is it that so many angels
Still. See, for example, when Arjuna is here in the earth loka, 12 hours he had time to practice or you do whatever activities he was supposed to do. But when he went to heaven, he had 6 months of long day. So he could practice whole day. He could learn more things within a day in the heaven. Yes or no? 6 months of daytime is pretty long time. So he learned so much from what is the name? Vishwasu. So from him he learned so much education in the heaven while he was in the heaven. Because the daytime is pretty long. So he had a good opportunity to learn more. He learned. So just because Kakudmi went to Brahmaloka, Arjuna went to Sarvaloka, the daytime will not shrink. It will be that much only. Because of your absorption of that activity, though it is very long, it passes quickly. So like that.
So automatically they get absorbed when they go to upper planetary system. Everybody who goes, he gets absorbed and then
Yes. Everyone gets absorbed.
That is,
Just like we are absorbed while taking prasadam. May not be so much in the class. So like that. So my point is that even though when Bhagavatam says that everything is within this area, yes, everything is within this area. But when Devatas try to compute the measurements, there is a possibility that since the measurements are happening in the heavenly realm, we may not be come up with the readings as per our way of communication, because we are dealing with somebody else's realm and they may have some influence upon us, and as a result of that we may see nearby thing far thing and near, and iska wajah se the measurements could be inappropriate.
साथ मिलाने का, why don't we reject at all? मतलब उनको रिजेक्ट ही कर दें कि उनका कैलकुलेशन गलत है क्योंकि उनके जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं.
No, that is the problem now. We are using our Bhuloka instruments to measure the heavenly measurements. That may not be proper.
Correct.
So we have to use heavenly instruments to measure heavenly locations, heavenly distances. Then we will come up with proper measurements. But for wait. For whom Sukadeva Goswami spoke? For whom Sukadeva Goswami spoke? For whom Vyasadeva wrote? First इसका आंसर कर लो, then आपका आंसर जाएगा. To be more precise, Kali Yuga people. The people of Bharatavarsha who are going to take birth in Kali Yuga, for their benefits, Vyasadeva compiled all the Vedic literatures which are spoken by Sukadeva Goswami, Maitreya Rishi, or Sutta Goswami, like that. These are meant for Kali Yuga human beings in terms of things familiar to Kali Yuga people. Measurements bhi ho, time bhi ho, jo bhi ho, which we are using, according to that only everything has been mentioned. Yes. He is not lying. Yes, he will not lie. He will not lie. He is speaking truth. No, we are not deciphering. Now modern science is saying something. How to reconcile both? I am just trying to. इसमें मैं कुछ बदलाव नहीं ला रहा हूं. उसका मेजरमेंट लाइट ईयर्स बोल रहे हैं ना, वो कैसे लाइट ईयर्स हो गया उसका मैं थोड़ा एक्सप्लेनेशन दे रहा हूं. वो लाइट ईयर्स हो गया बिकॉज वी आर यूजिंग मेटेरियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स टू मेजर द हेवनली लोकेशंस. It is inappropriate. It is not appropriate means to measure, so that the results are also inappropriate. So in that way, this is my understanding. That's why, though the places are very close by, though the stars are very near to us, but they come up with long distances because of improper instruments being used. So that is the thing. Yes, Radhakan Prabhu.
Prabhuji, just a small question. So the sun is in Manasotar Island, that is 15.75 million Arjunas.
Yes.
And 12 million. So this sun chariot is here, or how is that 12
Here,
million?
wherever sun is there, this is 15.7. Here is Manasotar mountain. Just above we located a sun.
Yes.
Almost 15.75. We'll see today. How much exactly it is, we'll see today. So it is almost 15.75.
Yeah, but the sun distance is 12 million. That means 3 million is the width of the sun chariot?
No. Width of the chariot.
Yeah, that's what. Yes.
Yes, Praj.
Bro, you said that maybe the instrument is faulty. You are saying that.
No, don't use
It's
the
a
word
material
faulty
instrument you are
or
saying.
just
So see,
inappropriate.
why I'm not ready to accept that, because moon and sun, they are also part of the heaven.
Ah.
Even I don't remember, maybe 60 or 70s, the NASA had launched 2 satellites. They just sent it. It gone through Saturn. Even they landed on Mars also. In that case, they came to the accurate distance. So
Yes.
maybe their method may be wrong, but instrument can be considered as taken wrong.
No, we are
Material
not talking about the planets. We are talking about the stars. In terms of the stars measurements, when they say light years apart, that at least from the scriptural description, that possibility is not there. When Bhagavatam is saying that you can't see anything beyond the Loka mountain range.
Oh.
So Loka mountain range is well within 100 million yojanas only. Then how can you have 700 trillion yojanas distance?
That's what I'm saying. It's not instrument issue. It's a method issue may be wrong.
Both can be wrong, na? Method also not appropriate, instrument also not appropriate.
See, in case of Saturn or Brihaspati, they can
They are
go
anyway
to that
nearby,
side.
they are anyway bigger in size, then you can approximately predict the distance. The stars are blinking very small. Another assumption is that they say that every star is a sun. Now you know sun. Earth to sun distance you know, sun diameter also you know, everything you know. Then if there is a blinking star whose magnitude is very small, if assume that the star diameter also same as sun, then the distance will vary accordingly.
Yeah,
So in that way.
that is the method is wrong. That I accept that.
So in that way. So here finally they say, excepting the conservatives among the scientists who have built up prejudicial complexes in themselves, all other great scientists have admitted the limitations of human knowledge and have declared that the mystery about the beginning is ever a mystery for them. This is one of the concluding remarks in the introduction of this book. They say that yes, there are so many unknown things in the universe. Some admit, some don't admit. The gentleman admits. Adamant will not admit. That is the only limitation. They are not telling right or wrong. They are telling that, yeah, there could be some limitation in our measurement, there could be some limitation in our methodology. Why don't we accept it? Instead of accepting that, there are some people who are very much adamant. Whatever I am saying, that is the absolute truth. Whether it may be scientist हो सकता है, it may be spiritualist भी हो सकता है. Some of our devotee community also they may say, whatever I am saying is the absolute truth. Even though it may be absolute truth, but better not to say it. Better have a scope for improvement. That is okay. This is Bhagavatam saying, this is what I understood and this is what I am presenting. Whatever Sukadeva Goswami is saying, have you deciphered it properly? Then we cannot say that. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying something I have not understood properly, this is what I have understood, so this is my understanding. I don't have any rights to say what I am saying is absolute truth. But some of our devotees say, like some of the scientists say. So there is always problem. Whatever. So now, in order to close the subject matter, so here Prabhupada says that, see, we cannot decipher everything. Be happy. Read the scripture and accept and be happy. Why you want to analyze so much? What is the proverb? Paralysis through analysis. Why you want to get into that mode? It's okay. प्रयास करते रहो समझने के लिए. जितना समझ में आया उतना खुश रहो. जितना समझ में नहीं आया, pray to Lord. एक दिन reveal हो जाएगा. Interestingly, once I had a conversation with one of the Sri Vaishnava Acharya as well as one Madhva Acharya. One Madhva Acharya who was very closely connected to this Bhadrayana Murti and Melkoti Mat also. So I was speaking to him. I was telling some things. I saw this is our understanding from Bhagavatam, all these things. Then he did not say anything. He paused for a while. Then he said, okay, what is your age? You please tell me about your, what all you are doing since childhood. I all told, when I joined school, from where, which college, which school, which university, which job, all these things, when I joined Brahmacharya Ashram, all these things. So then immediately he said one point. Actually, In order to understand Bhagavatam, you need to do tapasya for 12 years, first of all. Just to discover few things. And if you want to understand cosmology, you need to do tapasya for 12 lifetimes. Otherwise, you can't understand anything. Just to understand the grammatical meaning of Bhagavatam verses, you need to do tapasya for 12 years. And to understand cosmology, you need to do tapasya for 12 lifetimes. Then to understand the entire Bhagavatam, he said, we can't imagine how long we have to do tapasya. So it is उतना easy नहीं. आप बोल रहे आप बोलते रहो, आप तो छोटा बच्चा है ना. तो छोटा बच्चा always will be enthusiastic. आप बोलो, but you can't understand Bhagavatam like that. He dismissed everything. He did not answer even one question. He simply dismissed everything. He is elderly person, 80 years old person. So like that. Our experimental knowledge can neither verify nor disprove the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is what Srila Prabhupada says. But still, we should not stop our endeavor to understand Bhagavatam. That does not mean that we should not endeavor. और भागवतम आचार्य ने बोल दिया वो समझ में नहीं आएगा, उसका मतलब समझ में नहीं आएगा, नहीं ऐसा नहीं. समझ में नहीं आएगा मतलब यू कांट अंडरस्टैंड 100%. चलेगा 1%, 2%, 3%, 5% भी काफी है हमारे लिए. भगवान ने क्या बोला? जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वे तत्वतः तक्त्वा देह पुनर्जन्म नैति मामिति सो अर्जुन. व्हाट इज द पर्पस? गो बैक होम बैक टू गॉडेड. टू गो बैक होम बैक टू गॉडेड जितना जरूरत है उतना समझो, काफी है. पूरा समझने की जरूरत नहीं, उधर जाने के बाद समझ में आएगा बाकी. So like that. So now, all of us read Bhagavatam every day without fail. If not reading, at least we hear one Bhagavatam sloka. We listen to one purport. That means we are reading every day some Bhagavatam. Sometimes when time permits, some of the crazy people like me read Mahabharata, Ramayana also. Okay? You people are busy with so many other things, so you may not get time to read Bhagavatam, Mahabharata and all. But people like me keep reading. So, reading from Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam. When we read through some pastimes, do we say that these are all kalpanic stories? Like that we say? What is our understanding? Huh? They are all facts, they all happened. We never dismiss, at least having become devotees, having come in the association of devotees for so many years, we don't have any doubt that none of these pastimes have not happened. Unless until Bhagavatam itself or Mahabharata itself says that this is an allegorical story, like Puranjana story. The literal story is allegorical story, but it is talking about the human being only. But literal story is allegorical story. Unless until Shastra itself says, we don't have any doubt about existence. If the pastimes are real, the pastime places are also, at least we should accept. Others may or may not, but we being the devotees, being the followers of the literatures, what is being mentioned in the Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, we should accept real. It happened at a particular place, at a particular time. So now let us see some references. Referring to different pastimes, in which place they happened, so that does the places are really existing or not, we come to a conclusion. If the pastime is real, the place connected to the pastime also real. That means it is there. So like that. This is Bhagavatam verse only. All of you have read. Now we are in 5th canto, matlab first canto already over. भद्राश्वम केतुमालम च भारतम चोत्तर कुरुन किंपुरुषादिनी वर्षानि विजित्या जगृहे बलिम. परीक्षित महाराज कहाँ गया? This is Bhadrashva, this is Ketumala, then this is Uttarakuru, this is Kimpurusha. All Bharata also, anyway in Bharata, he traveled to everywhere. He could go all the way up to Kuru Varsha. Another verse. Sampada krutavo loko mahisho bharataro mahi jambu deepadipatyam cha yashassa divangatam. This is about Pandavas, मतलब युधिष्ठिर महाराज. कहाँ तक वो रूल कर रहे थे? पूरा जम्बूद्वीप. आप में कितना लोग महाभारत पढ़ा सुना, देखा? हाँ, ओके। पांडवों का जन्म कहां पे हुआ? हाँ, आई थिंक आई विल वाइंड अप एंड लीव फॉर बॉम्बे। आई स्पेसिफिकली आस्क्ड कहां पे? आपने जंगल बोका, जंगल तो फॉरेस्ट, बट वेयर इज दैट फॉरेस्ट? फॉरेस्ट का एड्रेस तो बताओ।
समर्पण गोपुर है हमारे लीडर।
हाँ, स्कूल है ना, स्कूल। हम स्कूल में एडमिट होने के बाद अल्फाबेट सीखते, नर्सरी, एलकेजी, यूकेजी, फर्स्ट क्लास, सेकंड क्लास, दैट इज महाभारत। ओके, बाद में हायर स्टैंडर्ड स्कूल पढ़ते हैं ना, 6, 7, 8, 10, 8, 9, 10, दैट हाई स्कूल, दैट इज रामायण। उसके बाद कॉलेज, यूनिवर्सिटी, इंटरमीडिएट, डिग्री एंड ऑल भागवतम। आप लोग डायरेक्टली सीधा कॉलेज में घुस गए, स्कूल में गए नहीं। हाँ? प्रभुपाद ने ये पुस्तक आपको दिया जब आप 25 साल वर्ष था। आपको भगवद गीता कब मिला? कौन सा वर्ष में मिला? 25 के अगल बगल में ना। दिन पहले 25 साल क्या किया? स्कूल जाने के समय 25 के पहले, 25 के बाद नहीं। हाँ? 25 साल क्या किया? हाँ? बंक नहीं, स्कूल गया ही नहीं। स्कूल जाए तो बंक करते थे, स्कूल गया नहीं, बंक कैसे किया? हमारा आचार्य से दैट प्रातः काले द्यूत प्रसंगम, मध्याह्ने चोर प्रसंगताम, सॉरी, मध्याह्ने श्री प्रसंगताम, नक्तम चोर प्रसंगेन इति व्यतीता धीमता। द बुद्धिमान लोग अपना सुबह सुबह द्यूत प्रसंग करते, दोपहर में श्री प्रसंग करते हैं, और रात को चोर प्रसंग करते हैं। इसी प्रकार अपना जीवन जीते हैं। इसमें इधर कितना लोग धीमता लोग हैं? और one understanding is that every day morning, afternoon, evening, but other understanding is that in one's human lifespan, in the early years one should be learning and following Mahabharata. Until marriage one should be learning Mahabharata, because Mahabharata teaches us the reality of this world. This world is not a gentleman's place. This world is the place of people like Dushta Chatushtayam. Who are the Dushta Chatushtayam? Karna. उसी प्रकार का लोग मिलते हैं आपको, आपको नहीं हमको। इसलिए महाभारत पढ़ना जरूरी है। तब जब तक 25 वर्ष तक, 25 से लेकर 50 तक, जब एक आदमी गृहस्थ आश्रम जी रहे, उस समय भगवान श्री राम जैसे, भगवान श्री राम का पदचिन्हों में चलते हुए एक आदर्श जीवन जीते हुए लोगों को एक उदाहरण दिखाने का। ओके, 50 वर्ष हो गया, बच्चा पैदा हो गया, बच्चा का शादी हो गया, क्या करने का? घर का चाबी बच्चा का हाथ में रखे, चलो श्रीमद् भागवतम, नक्तम प्रसंगताम, नक्तम चोरा प्रसंगताम। तब से क्यों भाई भागवतम? Why Bhagavatam after the age of 50 years? Why to depend on Lord? चोर और प्रसंग का अर्थ क्या है? चोर का अर्थ क्या है? स्टीलिंग। किसको स्टील करने का? कौन चोर करेगा? कौन किसका सामान चोरी करने का? See, Mahabharata prepares us how to live in this world. Ramayana prepares us how to leave behind a legacy. Srimad Bhagavatam prepares us how to go back, home back to Godhead. But when will you come back to Godhead? When our heart is stolen by Krishna. Then we can come back to Godhead. So we need to allow Krishna to take away our heart. In order to find out our heart, we should go piche piche. All the way up to where Krishna is there. That's why it is said like that. हमारा जीवन को 3 भाग कर दिया. पहले भाग यहाँ पे कैसे जीने का सीखने का. दूसरा, यहाँ पे जीते जीते सबको एक उदाहरण बनना चाहिए. तीसरा, यहाँ काम हो गया. बेटा का शादी हो गया ना, चाबी उनके हाथ में दे दो, मतलब भौतिक जगत से पूरा संबंध कट किया. वानप्रस्थ और सन्यासी. Only preparation to come back to Godhead. That is Bhagavatam. So like that. Okay. कहाँ पे पांडव ने जन्म लिया? पांडव ने यहां पर जन्म लिया. Bigger, greater Himalayas. Their birth happened here in a parvata known as Shatashrunga Parvata, a mountain with 100 peaks. That is where Pandu Maharaj, after being cast by that Brahmana, if you happen to unite with your wife, you will be killed like me. He said, no, I cannot unite, I cannot beget son, and there is no point in me continuing as the king. My dear brother, you take care of the kingdom, I am going to forest, Vanaprastha. He told Kunti Mother, you please go to Hastinapur. They said, no, wherever you are, we are there. 3 of them were living in the forest in the Himalayas. Himalayan forest. Not our Himalayas. Uparwala Himalayas. Okay? They took birth there. They lived there for 14 years. Arjuna was born on the same day, at the same time as that of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We say Gaur Purnima, na? In which month Gaur Purnima comes? May I will go. No English names. Falguna month. Arjun has multiple names. One of his name is
फाल्गुन.
वो फाल्गुन महीने में पौर्णिमा का दिन फाल्गुन नक्षत्र में जन्म लिया, इसलिए उनका नाम है फाल्गुनी. आप सब लोग स्कूल में जाना पड़ेगा. Okay, but anyway, on the 14th birthday, in the morning somehow Madri and Pandu became attracted to each other. They united. Then Pandu died. Madri entered into Sati on the day of Gaur Purnima only. Then afterward the Pandavas came to Hastinapur. So many things happened. Eventually they were sent to Kandaprastha. They made into Indraprastha and they wanted to perform Rajasuya sacrifice, for which the 4 Pandavas went in 4 directions. Bhima went in the east, Sahadeva went into south, Nakula went into west, Arjuna went into north. Arjuna went all the way up to Harivarsha. So this is the fellow was killed by Panduraj, the 2 wives. Then they were living in the forest. Of course, so many things are happened in the Himalayas. At one point of time on the top of Mount Meru, there was a meeting conducted by Brahma. All the great sages were going to Mount Meru. Pandu said, I want to come. The sages said, you cannot come. Pandu asked, why? Because you have not fulfilled your Pitru Runa. You are not begotten children. You are not free to come to Mount Meru. Then Pandu was feeling very sad. Then Kunti said, no, don't worry. I received a blessing from Durvasa Muni. Then they begot 5 children. So like that, eventually all these things happened. Here is, when Arjuna was going towards north, he fought with Bhagadatta. For a long time he defeated him. Then he went to all the way up to Harivarsha. When he went to Harivarsha, the people from all the different abodes, all the way up to Kuruvash, they all came to Arjuna. They said, why are you coming here? He said, my brother want to perform Rajasuya. He want all of your acceptance. They said, we are very happy to have Yudhishthira as our king. Take this gift as a token of our acceptance. So Arjuna brought so much wealth. When the wealth was kept at one place, like a Rashi, like a inverted cone, the diameter of the base was 40 yojanas. The wealth brought by Arjuna was 40 yojanas. The wealth brought by Bhima was 10 yojanas. The wealth brought by Nakula and Sahadeva was 5 yojanas. Since Arjuna brought so much wealth, he got the name Dhananjaya from there on. So उस समय There was Raju sacrifice in which Lord Krishna was worshipped. Agra Puja happened, everything. Somehow Pandavas went to forest. Then Arjuna performed tapasya and also fought with Lord Shiva. Where this fight happened? Which Himalayas? Greater Himalayas. There only. Because there only Kailash is there. At the foothills of Kailash only Arjuna performed tapasya. ये past time भी उधर हुआ. Then उसके बाद Arjuna went to heaven. कितना दिन था उधर? 5 दिन. ये 6 months कहां से आ गए? हेवन में 5 दिन था, यहां का 5 साल. So because Pandavas were feeling separation from Arjuna so much, and Arjuna also requested Indra to send Lomas Rishi, so that the remaining Pandavas can do Tirtha Yatra in the greater Himalayas. Because by doing Tirtha Yatra also they will get lot of piety, so that they can become victorious in the upcoming battle. So Lomas Rishi comes, takes all the remaining Pandavas to greater Himalayas. But Pandavas cannot walk all the way there. Then Bhima calls Ghatochkat. And they informed, like, we want to go to upper Himalayas, please do something. Ghatochkat calls all his friends. So Ghatochkat carried Mother Rukmini, Mother Draupadi on his back, and the remaining Rakshasas carried remaining 4 Pandavas and some of the Brahmanas who wanted to accompany them. They all were taken to upper Himalayas. So वहाँ पे वो रहते थे. एक दिन Draupadi may found one lotus flower. Draupadi asked Bhima, can you get few more lotus flowers? So Bhima went in the direction. On the way he happened to see an old monkey. रास्ते में पड़े हुए. वो बोल रहे मैं तो राजा हूँ, क्षत्रिय हूँ, जब मैं आता हूँ सब रास्ता देते, आप भी हट जाओ रास्ते से. Old monkey बोलते I can't, I am old, I cannot move. If you want you can step over me. Then Bhima becomes very angry. Don't you understand Paramatma resides in the body, we cannot step over the body? You step away. Then the monkey says, sorry, I cannot move away, you just go aside. Then Bhima becomes angry. I am Kshatriya, how can go other side? I cannot go. Then the monkey says, okay, if you cannot go, you lift me away, you put me aside and you go. So he is trying. Try kiya but kuch hua nahi. Then he prayed, my dear sir, it seems that you are a great person. I am sorry, I have been speaking very harshly with you. Please reveal who are you. Then Hanumanji appeared. Then Bhima said, my dear brother, you have to help me in the upcoming battle. When I shout from my mouth, your voice should come out. Hearing that voice, the enemy soldier should pass stool and urine and they should fall unconscious. And he also told, you should stay on the chariot of my brother Arjuna, and just by looking at the opposite army should be fearful. So Hanumanji agreed, yes, I'll help you. वो उनका मीटिंग हुआ था हिमालय के ऊपर. Then Hanumanji tells one thing, my dear brother, don't go further. Right now we are on the peak of the Himalayas. That side Himalayas belongs to Kimpurusha Varsha residents. This side belongs to Bharata Varsha residents. From here you can't go other side because that belongs to somebody else. So better go back. The lake which you are looking for is on that side. Some direction it shows. So Bhima went there, he jumped into the water, sported, drank water, collected so many lotus flowers. The gardeners of that lake, Yakshas came and they fought with Bhima and they were killed in thousands by Bhima. So when they were dying, they were producing lot of shouts. Hearing that Yudhishthira Maharaj, Draupadi, they all climbed onto the mountain, they came and pacified Bhima and they stopped. In the meantime, Kuvera came. And Yudhishthira fell flat and begged forgiveness from Kuvera. And Kuvera said, no problem. A sage cursed that these Yakshas will be killed by a human being. There is no fault of Bhima. Everything happened properly. All of you please come my home. Stay in my home. So Pandavas stayed in the house of Kuvera for 1 full year. Where is the house of Kuvera? In which city Kuvera stays? Alakapuri, which is like next to the foothills of Kailash mountain. So that is where they stayed. Even Pandavas going back to Godhead also happened in the greater Himalayas only. That is where first Draupadi fell down, then Nakula, Sahadeva, Arjuna, Bhima. Only Yudhishthira Maharaj, along with his dog, went to Swarga as they are.
Swarga or Bhaum sir?
दिव्य स्वर्ग सर. इंद्रा, जहां पे इंद्र था, इंद्र ने खुद लेके गए ना. महाभारत पढ़ा नहीं इसका मतलब. Indra and Yamaraj only take that. This dog is nothing but Yamaraj only. It is Indra only who takes him there. So it is Divya Sarga only. Amaravati they go. But before they go, already Kauravas were there. Yudhishthira says, no, I don't want to stay here. Then they move on ahead to the spiritual world. So like that, everything connected to Mahabharata is a direct connection to greater Himalayas. Even though today we may not see, we may not go there, but Pandavas went. They were living there only, around it, without any issue.
Prabhuji.
Wait, we'll discuss and then we'll take questions. We'll take questions at one go. Then, this is one verse comes in the 4th canto. At the foot of Mount Kailasha, Devatas saw Alakapuri city, Kuvera's abode, and Saugandhika forest. After being mutilated by Veerabhadra, all the Devatas went to Brahma, Devatas and Rishis, and Brahma takes them to Kailash. On the way to Kailash, they happen to see Alakapuri, Kuvera city, and Saugandhika forest from which Brahma took the flowers. And then, going towards north, Dhruva Maharaja saw the city of Yakshas, the followers of Lord Shiva, in a valley of the Himalayas. Dhruva went to Alakapuri to fight with Yakshas. Why Dhruva wanted to fight with Yakshas? Uttama was killed by them. So for that reason. Then, considering the whole Bhumandala surrounded by the oceans would all be destroyed by the time Maharaj Dhruva went to Badrikashram. That is where the Vaikuntha Vimana came and took him to where Dhruva went. Dhruvaloka. Today what we call Dhruvaloka, that is where he went. He is still there. He will continue to stay there till the end of the Kalpa. Because Dhruva Maharaj wanted the position which is superior to that of Brahma. So Lord Vishnu said, आपको position चाहिए ले लो. पूरा कल्पा तक, पूरा एक दिन के लिए आपको सेवा देता हूँ, कर लो जो करना है कर लो. So like that. The universal maintenance is done by now Dhruva Maharaj on behalf of Lord Vishnu. So this is our Jambudvipa and this is our Bharata Varsha, and within that Bharata Varsha we have our Bharatakanda. So in relation to this greater Himalayas, you can see all these things are mentioned. Kardama, along with his wife Devahuti, traveled in the valleys of Mount Meru in his aerial mansion. पूरा इलावत वर्षा घुमाया उन्होंने देवहूति को. At Meru's foothills, as Sudyumna entered Sukumara forest, he saw that he had become a woman and his arse became a mare. He became female, his arse became female horse. At that Sukumara forest is in Kailasha Karavira Parvata, next to Mount Meru in Lavata Varsha. Then, in the upper Himalayas, marriage of Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, birth of Ganesh and Skanda took place, and Ravana's humiliation took place there. Bhagirath Maharaj performed tapasya to bring Ganga down. Ganga held by Lord Shiva in the Jata also in that upper Himalayas. There is a place called as Kalapa Gram. Nowadays the concept of Sambalpur is there, na? People call about Sambalpur, it is there in Bihar, it is called as Shambal, something like that. Actually its original name is Kalapa Gram. It is not in this Bihar, it is actually in the upper Himalayas. It is here currently Naranara and Rishis are performing tapasya. It is very close to Badrikashram. And also two personalities are performing tapasya. Anyone recognize who are these two people? Maru and Devapi? कभी सुना ना इनका नाम? हाँ, देवपी and Maru. Maru is the king coming in the line of Surya Vamsha. In the disciplic, in the genealogical succession of Lord Rama. In that line is coming. Devapi, the elder brother of Shantanu Maharaj. Shantanu Maharaj का नाम तो सुना होगा ना? Shantanu is the father of Bhishma as well as Vichitravirya and Chitrangada. So his elder brother is Devapi. So currently both of them are performing tapasya in order to continue the Surya Vamsha and Chandra Vamsha rulership in the upcoming Satya Yuga. Currently both of them are performing tapasya. At the end of Kali Yuga, Lord Kalki will appear in the Kalapa Gram. When Lord Kalki will appear, these two people will become his कमांडर इन चीफ, ये दोनों उनका सेनापति बनेगा. So Lord Kalki, Devapi, Maru, all three of them with some of the army, they will remove all the miscreant kings on the surface of the earth, especially Bharatavarsha, and then they establish Satyayuga. And the first king in Satyayuga will be Maru and Devapi. They will continue that. This Suryavanshi Indravansha will continue to rule the entire 7th Manvantara. Because the 7th Manvantara is their Manvantara. So only their family members only should rule. No one else should rule. At least they should be the monarch. Remaining people can be the local kings. But one of their family member only should be ruling the entire Bhumandala. And for the entire Vaivashata Manvantara period. The older was, who was the Bhurishrava's father? Somadatta. He was the oldest one. Somadatta was like cousin brother of Shantanu. Cousin brother of Shantanu. Shantanu's son was Bhishma. Bhishma was 480 years old. Somadatta should be like 480 plus 20-30 years, you can add 500 plus years. He must be that old. His body was I don't know whether he has Bhagadatta, I don't remember, but some thing is there. He was so old, the skin was covering the eyes. So what he used to do? He used to move up the skin and tie it tightly so that he can see properly and fight. He was so powerful warrior, Somadatta. And then Daksha Yajna actually happened in Greater Himalayas. But how many of us went to Haridwar? Haridwar. In the Haridwar, nearby there is a place called Kankal. If you go there, what they will say? यहाँ पे दक्ष यज्ञ हुआ था, यहाँ पे उनका सर काटा, यहाँ पे सती अपने आप को भस्म कर दिया, they say. But actually the actual pastime did not happen in Kankal, it happened in the Greater Himalayas. This place is only a replica. हाँ रहेगा, कलापा ग्राम वो सब रहेगा, इसलिए सब replicas only. The original Kalapa is in Greater Himalayas. That is where Narayana performing tapasya and Lord Kalki will appear eventually, etc. That is where Narada school is there. Narada's Gurukulam also is in Kalapagram. Where previously Priyavrata and Uttanapada were studying, currently Savarni Manu is studying there. And this is where our Kayadu was also kept. When Prahlad was in the womb, Prahlad also studied from Narada Muni in Kalapagram, in his ashram. वहाँ पे ये पूरा बहुत बढ़िया पास टाइम्स हुआ इधर. So then Vyasadeva's home Badrikashram. We say na, whoever go to Badrinath, they say there is Vyasa Gufa, Vyasadeva used to stay here, he wrote all the scriptures here only, later they say, but actually not here. Vyasadeva wrote everything in the Greater Himalayas. So here you see, even Raman Madhvacharya also happened to go to bigger Himalayas and met Vyasadeva. When he wrote commentary on Bhagavad Gita, he went to Badrinath and he recited the entire Gita commentary in front of Badrinath. In the night when he went to sleep, he heard a voice, please come to me, I want to speak to you. The next day morning, Madhvacharya went from our Himalayas to the bigger Himalayas. Where there he met Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva instructed him, please write commentary on Veda Sutra and propagate everywhere. So what was the commentary written by Madhvacharya on Veda Sutra? That is Ramanujacharya. Pura ulta palta. What was the commentary written by Madhvacharya on Vedanta Sutra? Badarayana Sutra. Because he did it based on the order of Vyasadeva. Since Vyasadeva stays in Badrinath, so it is called as Badarayana Sutra. And then he travelled length and breadth of India and preached based on Badarayana Sutra. Then he went back to report. Again he went, one more time he went. Then he told, this time you write commentary on Mahabharata. So then when he came back, he wrote commentary on Mahabharata. So like that, Madhvacharya went 2 times to Greater Himalayas and met with his Guru, Vyasdev. Now, interesting thing. Sugriva sent monkeys in 4 directions. For those monkeys which are supposed to go in the eastern direction, he was telling, you have to pass through 7 Dvipas, 7 oceans, then you will come to fairy land, then you come to Chaturupashala. After crossing Chaturupashala, when you go to the far outer edge of the Bhumandala, there you get to see Shesha holding the Bhumandala. So this is the Bhumandala. This is Shesha holding the Bhumandala. Okay? So as monkeys go from here to here, when they come here actually the thickness is 0. Because it is like this, na? The Bhumandala is like this. So here it is, height is there, but as you come, at the end you come to 0 thickness. When you come to the edge, what you will see? उधर आके बाद नीचे देखेगा तो Shesha holding the Bhumandala. When you see Shesha, come back. Don't go further. Why Lokaloka will go? Lokaloka is coming out of the Garbhodak ocean, na? हाँ? दोनों के बीच में gap रहेगा ना? That's why the Bhumandala can fall into Garbhodak ocean once in a while. There will be some gap. एक monkey देखने के लिए gap तो मिलेगा ना? कम से कम उतना तो gap रहेगा. So the moment you see Shesha holding the Bhumandala, come back. And then for the northern monkeys, he says that you travel, you come to Mount Meru, then further travel, you come to Uttarakuru Varsha. After Uttarakuru Varsha, there is a salt ocean. In that ocean, you will see 3 cities. One city is made up of gold, silver, brass. When you see those 3 cities, come back, don't go further. And when you go to western side, you go to Mount Meru, then take left and go to west and till the ocean. When you see the ocean, you come back. And when you go towards south, you pass through Bharata Varsha. When you reach the outer edge of Bharata Varsha, there is ocean. In that ocean, there are so many islands. One among them is Lanka. Most probably, 90% Ravana might have kept Sita in Lanka only. But if she is not there, then you go further downward. Then you will go to Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala and Patala. All these 7 lokas, because Ravana is a Rakshasa kind of thing. He has close friends with Asuras. These are all Asuras abodes. One of these places he might have hidden Sita. And then after Patala, if you go further, there comes Narakaloka. Don't go to Naraka. Naraka is not meant for monkeys. It is only meant for humans. Only humans will go to Naraka after death. No other living entity go to Naraka after death. So वो भी बता दिया सुग्रीव ने. ये लोग उतना दूर जाके आया. Which one? Maybe east or south, one of these 2. Because other 2 are ocean only. When you see the ocean, come back, he says. But these 2, they have to go long distance. So in that way. This is the golden land, diamond land, all those are there. Then some other references in the Bhagavatam. These are all different kings are said to be ruling over the entire Bhumandala. When Bhagavatam uses the word Chakravarti, Chakravarti means the ruler of the entire Bhumandala. Swayambhuva Manu was ruling the entire Bhumandala. Uttanapada, Dhruva, Anga, Vena, Prutu, like that all of them were ruling. Then in the recent times, King Maruta, Ambarish Maharaj, you see, Chakravarti, Saptadvipavatim Mahim, King Mandata, Saptadvipavatim, King Sagara, so Chakravarti, Lord Rama, Bhuvaneshwara, Puru is also Bhumandalasya, whole Bhumandala was ruling. Who is Puru? Son of Yayati. He is the younger brother of Yadu. So when Yayati asked all his sons, please exchange my old age with your youth. Yadu said, my dear father, I cannot do this because in my Vamsha, Lord, the Supreme Lord is going to appear. I don't want to have any wrong remarks in my lineage. Other 3 said, no, we want to do sense cultivation. How can we trade our youth to your old age? So they were thrown out of the kingdom. Puru accepted without father could say anything. Father was saying, then immediately accepted. Father, you take my youth as long as you want. Then father blessed him. Though you are younger in age, hereafter only you and your descendants only become the monarch. The Yadu's descendants or other three sons' descendants, they will never become the monarch. That's why the Puru's descendants only became the monarch. Yudhishthira is the monarch. Though Krishna is there so powerful, Yadus are there, but they remain as subordinate kings only because they cannot become the monarch because of Yayati's arrangement. So like that. And then Bharat Maharaj, son of Dushmanta and Shakuntala, he is also Chakravarti. Kartavirajuna, Saptadishveshwara, he is also Lord of Saptadipas. Then, this past time also we discussed, na? The 60,000 sons of Sagar Maharaj, they were digging down below the Bhumandala. Each one dug for 1 yojana. They went down 60,000 yojanas. Still they could not find. Father told, still dig. They were digging in different directions. They came out of the Bhumandala and they happened to see the 8 elephants. They spoke to the 8 elephants. Like this one white person stole our white horse, have you happened to see? And they told something in an enigmatic way. And they all came back and they discussed among themselves. Then they understood that they need to go in the Ishana direction. They came down in the Ishana direction. That is where they found the horse in the ashram of Lord Kapila. That entire pastime happened here in Patalaloka. Later on, this tunnel also has connection to so many pastimes. When Pandavas came to Hastinapur, first of all, Bhima was poisoned by Duryodhana. And he was thrown into Ganga. And following the path of Ganga, he came down to Patala. It is in Patala, snakes bitten him. As a result of that, his poison was negated. Vasuki came and received him, and Vasuki gave him a nectar. Unka nectar, unka jo bhi hai, liquid. Drinking that, he became 1,000 elephants powerful. Unka acha hua tha. Same way, when Arjuna went into the palace of Draupadi, when she was with Yudhishthir, he was supposed to go for 12 years vanvas. In the 12 years vanvas, he was traveling all over India. He came to Kanyakumari. He was taking bath in the Kanyakumari. That time when Nagakanya, Ulupi, saw Arjuna, she dragged him to Patalaloka. In Patalaloka, both of them got married. They also had a son. What is his name? Arjuna's son, Iravan. And then, in the Ramayana battle, at one point of time, Meghanath released one Sammohan Asra. As a result of that, everyone fell unconscious. Before Jambavan and Hanuman could wake up, Meghanath took Ram and Lakshman and took them all the way up to Rasatala Loka. That is where he kept them under the care of Airavana. And also Makaradhwaj. Makaradhwaj was the gatekeeper, Airavana was the Asura. So Hanumanji, when Jambavan got up, he woke up with Hanumanji and he told, please go and get the Ram and Lakshman. I think that, he was not fully unconscious, Jambavan. So Meghanath took them somewhere, he must have hidden them somewhere. You go down wherever you can go, search and immediately bring them back. Because there, Airavana was preparing for Narabali. So Hanumanji went and he met with Makaradhwaj. Both of them understood. Makaradhwaj seems to be the son of Hanumanji. But not directly, but somehow he happened to be born. So then, with the help of Makaradhwaj, Hanumanji killed Airavana and brought back Rama and Lakshmana. So like that. So that Hanumanji went all the way up to Rasatal Loka. So then, when Hanumanji was jumping across, of course here we have tunnel. This tunnel is there. So since the Asuras are always coming up through this tunnel, Indra requested Mainaka mountain to close this tunnel. Mainaka mountain is in the ocean and it is closing this tunnel so that Asuras will not come up. That is mentioned in the Ramayana. So when Hanumanji was jumping across, the Samudra is asking to Mainaka. He says that, oh Mainaka, best among the mountains, you have been positioned here by Indra as an obstacle to the demons living in Patala. Standing at the entrance of Patala, that means the tunnel, which is difficult to measure, by covering it completely, you are stopping them from rising up. So please rise up and give resting place for Hanumanji, who is jumping across the ocean. So Mainaka comes and offers place to Hanumanji, but Hanumanji did not stay, he went ahead. So, thus why what we can understand from all these examples, from Satya to Kali, the access is becoming limited. Not only access, many things are becoming limited. 12th canto says, Tatachanu dinam dharma satyam saucham kshamadaya kalena balna rajan nangshanti ayur balam smriti. All these things are reduced. Satya Yuga to Kali Yuga. Therefore, in Satya Treta, people were ruling over the Bhumandala. They had access to entire Bhumandala. In Dwapara Yuga, they were ruling over Jambudipa. In Kali Yuga, initially they were ruling over Bharatavarsha, then Bharatakanda, then small places. So this is how we have to understand. But however, we are seeing the planet stars, though very far. Why? So that we can make Panchanga. So that we can organize our everyday, so that we can follow certain rules and regulations for the purpose of our purification, with which we can go back home back to Godhead. The Lord has given us the access of the stars and nakshatras in such a way we can make Panchanga, we can follow Panchanga and go back home back to Godhead. That is the intention. That's why some things are shown to us, some things are not shown to us. Recently I have been to Ujjain. There in one Sunday morning, I was taking Bhakti Vaibhava class only for second and third cantos. But Sunday feast, Sunday morning Bhagavatam class, they told me just briefly speak about cosmology. I just introduced Bhumandala, all these things. This slide was the last slide. So I was saying that if Kali Yuga people were given access to go to Ilavrta Varsha, what will happen to Ilavrta Varsha? Kindly imagine. If today the Kali Yuga people are given access to America, Russia, Japan, Europe, India, were given access to Ilavrta Varsha, what will happen to Ilavrta Varsha? Huh? If they are given access, Prabhu, if they were sent to Ilavrta Varsha, huh? You people are thinking very small. वो तो है, इधर भी नहीं करे उधर क्या करेंगे? हाँ हाँ हाँ. Today, at least in the Bhagavatam, we are reading that there is a golden mountain, there is golden mountain, silver mountain, diamond mountains. If Kali Yuga people happen to go there, that will become history. They will break them apart and make them pieces, and then they will hide in the Swiss bank. This is the mentality of Kali Yuga people. That's why Lord does not give an access to all these heavenly places. Our Kali Yuga people 100 times selfish than the Asuras. At least Asuras want the place to be under their governance. But Kali Yuga people may not want governance. They want all the wealth. सब चोरी करो बस, पहले चोरी करो, बाद में देखो. That is what will happen. That's why the Lord has not given access to us. Okay? आप लोग बोलेंगे हम हेवन को देखना चाहता हूं, मैं मून पे जाके मून पे कहता हूं, मून पे जाके एक्सेस देगा तो क्या होगा? उधर सोमर से किसी देवता को नहीं मिलेगा. ये कली का आदमी लेके जाएगा पूरा, काली करेगा, चोरी करेगा, कुछ भी करेगा, चालूगिरी करेगा उधर जाके. देवतास will starve. That's why Kali Yuga people are not given entrance to anywhere. Because Kali Yuga people are highly selfish, not just selfish. Highly selfish. Hare Krishna. So this section is complete. Any questions? Quickly. हाँ दिया प्रभु जी, उनका जगह पे फिर ऑफलाइन से.
थोड़ा स्टोरी में मिस कर रहा था कि आप बताए
थोड़ा लाउडली.
पांडवस नहीं पांडवस they were born on the Upper Himalayas. This is one thing. Now second time they went to Upper Himalaya with the help of Arjuna went to Upper Himalayas for getting the wealth, and he went to some other lokas also.
Arjuna went to all the way up to Harivarsha.
Harivarsha you told
in
me.
his chariot. That chariot could fly in the air. That's why he could go.
That okay.
Chariot could fly in the air also.
Okay.
The chariot was given by Agni. That is the heavenly chariot.
Okay.
It can
So he
arm
went. And then third time when you were talking about that story, they went with the help of Ghatotkacha and that Hanuman pastime. So why like third time they need somebody's help? If
No, second time. See, first time only Pandu took Kunti and Madri to Himalayas. How he went, we don't have any description. He went. वो कैसे गए पता नहीं. But during Vanavas, when Pandavas were supposed to go there, they took the help of Ghatotkacha.
Okay, that's what my point is, that previously they could
because see, it is not the question of Pandavas alone. They need to take the Brahmanas also. How Arjuna went to Kailash?
Agni.
Vyasadeva gave one Pratismati mantra to Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir spoke the same mantra to Arjuna. By chanting that mantra, Arjuna went to. The other Pandavas also could go to upper Himalayas by chanting the same mantra. But Yudhishthira did not use that mantra because not only Pandavas want to go to upper Himalayas, there are so many Brahmanas also want to go to upper Himalayas. So somehow seems that that mantra cannot be used for so many people. So he took the help of Ghatotkacha and other Rakshasas.
Okay. When he went for collecting the wealth, that time he was having some chariot.
Who?
Arjuna. That was.
कब chariot मिला अर्जुन को?
Chariot that he got when the Kurukshetra battle was there.
यही प्रॉब्लम है. कांडव प्रस्ता, कांडव दहन का एपिसोड है ना.
अच्छा.
वो कांडव वन को खाने के लिए अग्निदेव इनका हेल्प मांगते. उस समय अर्जुना टेल्स आई हैव टू फाइट विद देवतास, आई नीड टू हैव ए बेटर चैरियट, बेटर बो एंड बेटर एरोस. That time Agnidev gives everything.
Okay, that time he got, and that Vanvas happened after that. But Vanvas was after that. Vanvas was after Khandoprast, Indraprasth was made.
Obviously.
So that time chariot he could not use.
They took chariots also along with them.
Okay. And even
chariots were there along with them. The Pandavas took their chariots and their weapons also along with them.
Sargarohan also that same thing happened. Like not everybody could go later on, because maybe Kali Yuga have started or whatever. So that confusion was coming out.
So what is your question?
The question is that because they were of that time, they were traveling. Previously they were telling, and eventually we are able to see they could not travel because you told okay maybe Brahmana was there, and finally when they were supposed to go to the heaven, and that time also in Swargarohan that episode comes, that only Yudhishthir could go and others have to leave the body because their physical strength. That was one thing, like because now we are stopped to go because we cannot go with this physical body when to Badrinath crossing, and what to talk about upper Himalayas. So it's like their power also declined after Krishna went, in one sense.
But don't give any judgments. You read Mahabharata first, then you talk. जब तक महाभारत नहीं पढ़ेंगे कुछ बोलो मत महाभारत से. इधर उधर 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 सब कुछ अपना हिसाब से बोल रहे. नया महाभारत बना रहे.
In first canto, maybe first or second canto, where the Prabhupada in purport writes that the Arjuna brought the wealth from gold mountain in Himalaya. The Krishna told him.
That is for performing Ashwamedha sacrifice.
Ashwamedha, right.
Where Maruta performed Yajna, they left behind lot of gold. That time he brought that wealth.
But where is that mountain body?
That is also bigger Himalayas.
Bigger Himalayas.
Bigger Himalayas.
But
if you want to understand, read Uttarakhand of Mahabharata. Sorry, Uttarakhand of Ramayana. In Uttarakhand of Ramayana, there is a elaborate description about Maru's Yajna.
No, but in that purport, Prabhupada again write that one can go and look for that mountain. How can one go if it is in greater Himalaya?
See, Srila Prabhupada does not tell everything into technical details. Srila Prabhupada gives a general. अभी Prabhupada बोला मतलब कोई गया क्या? कोई जा सकते हैं क्या उधर जाके कुछ फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं क्या? कोई ट्राई नहीं किया. Just to connect with the people, just to tell that okay वो यज्ञ इधर ही हमारे हिमालय में हुआ करके बोलने के लिए ऐसा लिखते Prabhupada. Prabhupada generalizes many times. That's what I said na. Bharata Varsha Prabhupada writes India. The 7 Dvipas of Bhumandala Prabhupada writes 7 continents. Just to give a connection to the place with which you are familiar, so that people will read Bhagavatam ahead. Otherwise new paid people while they will question, ये क्या बोल रहे हैं? Okay, है ही नहीं दिख नहीं उसके बारे में क्यों बात कर रहे हैं? So like that. Any other questions? I mean, all of you are able to follow? Hare Krishna, online devotees have any questions? Okay.
Like we saw that
No
same
question from Mahabharata.
हाँ,
पहले
same
पढ़ो.
replica is still there now in Himalayas. Even Badrikashram replica is there.
Yes.
There's a Bhim pull which is told like Draupadi was not able to cross, then
Yes.
Bhima got that pull. And Kalabgram also. When I read that incident of this Devapi and Maru been staying in Kalabgram, immediately I searched on Google and I got that there's a Kalabgram, Uttarakhand,
Yes.
very beautiful place.
Yes.
So it is,
संबलपुर इधर, कलापाग्राम इधर, सब कुछ है.
it is
नाम
like
दिया
people
है.
reading the scriptures name that place after that. Yeah, it was coming down the same line. How it is like some explanation of that.
वो तो है. अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल ना लॉर्ड नरसिंहदेव पास्ट टाइम हैपेंड वेयर? हाँ?
Our.
Prabhuji is telling Multan, now telling Ahobilam. Any other kuch?
Some local.
It did not happen either in Multan nor in Ahobilam. It happened in the heaven. हेवन में हुआ था, स्वर्गलोक में अमरावती में हुआ था पूरा लीला, वहां पे उनका उद्धार हुआ था, सब कुछ हो गया था. सो बाद में कुछ समय के बाद सत्ता महालोक जनों तपलोक में कृष्ण कथा चल रहा था, भागवत कथा चल रहा था, उसमें सब लोग बैठे, सब लोग में से गरुड़ जी भी थे. सो कथा चलते चलते नरसिंह देव का पास लीला शुरू हो गया, लीला खत्म हो गया. सो गरुड़ जी उड़ गया. आई नेवर सा द लॉर्ड नरसिंह. whenever Lord appears, he accompanies me, he takes me somewhere, sometime in the past time, I will be always there. I had darshan of all the avatars, but I did not have the darshan of Narsingadev. I want to have the darshan of Narsingadev. Please tell me what I am supposed to do. They said, you need to perform 1000 Ashwamedha yajnas or 1000 times tapasya here. They said, no, utna time nahi, mujhe jaldi chahiye. Then they said, go to Bharatavarsha. There is a place called as Srishala Parvata. There you perform tapasya. You perform 1 unit of tapasya, that is equal to 1000 units of tapasya performing in Tapaloka. So Garuda came and performed tapasya in Srishala mountains. He had darshan of Narsingadev. Then he told, my dear Lord, I don't want to see just your darshan. Whatever katha I have heard, I want to see everything. Pura Prahlad Leela. तो पूरा लीला उनको दिखाया था. उसके बाद भगवान ने बोला, अभी दर्शन देने से काम पूरा नहीं, आप इधर रुकना पड़ेगा. I could have your darshan. What about the people? Everyone should have your darshan. Stay here. So by his request, Lord stayed there as Ugra Narasimha, Kroda Narasimha, Vara Narasimha, Jwala Narasimha, like this all different forms of Narasimhadev. He remained there by the request of Garudji.
The story is from where? Like
Sthala Puranam.
Achha, Sthal.
Ahobilam ka explanation. History of Ahobilam.
So they tell like this. They don't tell like
It is from Satkanda Purana.
okay.
They say it is from Skanda Purana and it is explained.
They don't tell this past thing happened here. Like because devotees tell this past thing happened there.
That is, see, why we tell the intention is somehow inspire the newcomers to get connected to the pastime and get connected to bhakti process and then move on. So like that. You have to understand the mood.
Because last time I was hearing, there was one speaker, I think he told in our Bhagavatam class, Narsingh Dev, that that place Purvar and Urusi was having some pastime, and there he heard some voice, and then it was revealed to him that Narsingh Dev is there. Then that deity was established by that Pururava. That also some
Simachalam?
Simachal.
Yeah. हो सकता है.
Seychelles and Simachal is different. Different.
There is a devotee called Bhadra who also read Ramayana, and he was so much painful that he wanted to have darshan of Lord Ram. He performed severe tapasya on the top of the mountain known as whatever. So then Lord Rama gave darshan. Then he said, no, my dear Lord, I want to see the entire Ramayana Leela. So Lord Rama displayed the entire Ramayana Leela. Then he requested Lord, my dear Lord, stay here, so that people will have your darshan. Since then Lord stayed there.
Where that is?
Bhadrachalam, on the bank of Godavari.
Achha.
There also we have a Parnachala, Parnakuti and all. Initial days when we used to go there, they used to tell that, यहाँ पे हुआ था, यहाँ पे वो शूर्पणखा का नाखून कट किया लक्ष्मण ने, यहाँ पे सीता माता को हरा के चला गया करके वहाँ पे करके बोलते हैं. बट वहाँ पे नहीं हुआ, नासिक में हुआ था. But they tell because that's how they can inspire people to come again and again. So like that.
ये वृंदावन अयोध्या ओरिजिनल है हमारे इंडिया में भी. ये कहीं भारत हो गई.
अभी ओरिजिनल डुप्लीकेट छोड़ दो. Yeah. Okay, we'll stop, we'll take a break and we'll continue. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So we have been discussing about Bhumandala only for almost 3 classes and little more 3.5 classes. It's too much. So we will discuss now the remaining parts of the universe. So now we'll be discussing from chapter 21 to 26. There are the few chapters, small chapters, and today second half and tomorrow whole class will be covering all these chapters. So in the beginning we saw that our universe is compared to a lotus flower coming out of the water pond. The leaf is compared to the Bhumandala. The remaining planetary systems are there all over. So it's like this. So till now we have seen only Bhumandala and the remaining lokas are like this. The upper surface of the lotus leaf is Bhumandala. In the Bhumandala we have 7 lower planetary systems. The stem portion we have Bhuvarloka and Sargaloka. The flower portion we have Maharloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. We'll be discussing about all these lokas briefly today and tomorrow. So now, for all things, till now, we have been looking downward from the top of the universe. So we are seeing all the circular pictures. Circular Bhumandala, in that so many things are there. Now, we are standing here and looking into the Bhumandala, looking into the universe. The Bhumandala is here, the stem is here, flower is here. हम इसको इस तरफ से देख रहे हैं. So how does it look like? We are trying to understand. And with respect to the plane of the Bhumandala, as you go upward, how are the situated? At what height they are placed? That is being described now. So starting from the plane of the Bhumandala, at a height of 1 lakh yojanas is the orbit of sun. The sun is situated vertically in the middle of the universe. Total diameter of the universe is 500. Middle is 250. From sun above 250 and below 250, exactly in the middle, the sun's orbit is located. And is also located in the middle of Bhuvarloka. So there is Bhuloka, above there is Bhuvarloka, and above there is Svargaloka. So Bhuloka width is 1 lakh yojanas, Bhuvarloka width is 2 lakh yojanas. In the middle means 1 lakh yojanas from the bottom, and 1 lakh yojanas above sun will be Svargaloka. So like that it is being indicated. That is where he is located. The sun is the master of heat, heats up, lights up the 3 lokas. Bhagavam tapatam patis tapana atapena 3 lokim pratapati avabhashati atmavasha. By his own light and heat, he heats up and lights up the 3 planetary systems. Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Svargaloka, these 3 places get sunlight. Rest of the places does not get sunlight. Maharloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka are self-luminous. They don't need any sunlight. And Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala and all, they are inside the Bhumandala. Sunlight cannot penetrate through the Bhumandala. So they don't get sunlight. So this is the arrangement. So there is only one sun in our universe. There are no 2 suns, there are no 2 moons. Sun is called Martanda because he entered into Mruta Anda and brought into life. He is called Hiranyagarbha because he is the very existence of the entire universe. You might have heard the word called Hiranyagarbha in the 2nd canto, 1st canto, 3rd canto. So what is the meaning of Hiranyagarbha? Collective souls, collective jivas of the entire universe is known as Hiranyagarbha. So all living entities are able to live because of the presence of sun. जब तक सन रहेगा, सनलाइट रहेगा, भोजन मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा, वो मिलेगा, कुछ करने का मिलेगा, तभी जीवेंगे ना. अभी सन गायब हो गया, कितना दिन जिएंगे हम? Can we imagine how long we can continue to live if there is no sun? Hardly maybe 1 week. In 1 week all our resources will be completed. The directions, sky, the heavens and earth and other divisions, as well all the place of enjoyment, liberation and hell, Atala, etc. are all differentiated by the sun. It is with reference to sun, some place is called as Bhumandala, some place is called Bhuvarloka, some place is called Svargaloka, some place are called Maharloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, some place are called Atala, Vitala, Sutala, etc. Everything has been distinguished or designated in reference to sun. Then the sun is the eye and life of all living entities of the devatas of animals, humans, reptiles and plants. Because he is the Drug Ishvara, the present deity of the I, is playing a major role in the entire universe. And this is the Gayatri mantra in relation to sun god. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tas Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. What is the meaning of this verse? Not verse, meaning I am asking. Okay, why? Why you are meditating? श्लोक के हिसाब से एक्सप्लेन कीजिए आपका योर डोंट गिव पर पार्ट जस्ट एक्सप्लेन द ट्रांसलेशन श्लोका is in front of you only, please analyze and I'll give the meaning. Anybody? Okay. Okay, again repeating same thing. उसके बाद क्या है? नेक्स्ट लाइन क्या है? सेकंड लाइन. हाँ. For what? Anyone else? या आप कुछ बोल रहे थे? ट्राई करो. See, most of us are here Brahman initiated. We all chant this mantra every day 3 times. हाँ, ब्रह्म गायत्री भी है, सूर्य गायत्री भी है, जो भी बोलो गायत्री है, फर्स्ट गायत्री. Please.
Oh, the existence absolute, creator of the 3 dimension. We contemplate upon your divine light. May he stimulate our intellect and bestow upon us true knowledge.
किसका ट्रांसलेशन है वो?
गूगल
में कोई तो लिखा हो ना, गूगल थोड़ी लिखता है.
learnreligious.com. learnreligion.com.
So, but according to the context from the Bhagavad cosmology point of view, oh dear son, you are maintaining the residents of Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka by providing your wonderful brightness and heat. Yes, he is maintaining. Similarly, may you maintain our spiritual intelligence so that we can take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Diyo Yonah Prachodayat. So like that. Because Sun God is maintaining the entire universe, especially the 3 lokas, by his light and heat. So we are requesting that please maintain us from material point of view also maintain us from the spiritual point of view, so that we can take shelter of Narayana. And we are praying to Surya Narayana. So like that. Call them devatas only, na? Try to use Sanskrit terms, इतना हो सकता है उतना. English terms are not very appreciable. English names ना वो उतना अच्छा नहीं लगता है. और demigod मतलब क्या है? उसको we are looking down them downward. देवता बोलेगा तो उनका भी अच्छा सम्मान दे रहे हैं हम. So like that. वो English words ना, they are not very appropriate in that way. So in that way. That's why in my notes, in the translation, in the notes everywhere, the demigods only. I change everywhere and put into devatas. I don't know. This is my personal opinion. I don't feel like let us call them devatas. कुछ जाते नहीं उसमें. Then, so a sun का different names and qualities and activities. So sun कहाँ पे रहते हैं? सूर्य मंडल में. Sun lives in a chariot, and that chariot has got only one wheel connected to an axle whose length is 15.75 million yojanas, which is the radius of Manasottar mountain. From the center of Mount Meru to the center of Manasottar mountain, the axle is there, On one side it is connected to the base of Mount Meru. On the other side it is connected to the wheel. The wheel is resting upon the mountain. Not touching but somewhere above the mountain. That is the length of the axle. And this wheel continuously revolves above Manasutra mountain like a oil pressing machine throughout the day of Brahma, Akalpantam. So here is our Bhumandala, here is our Mount Meru, here is our Bhartakanda, here is our Manasutra mountain. Then here is Dhruvaloka. From here to here, this is 15.75 million yojanas. From here to here, it is 3.8 million yojanas. 3.8, 15.75, 4, 16. So 1:4 almost. 1:4 ratio. You should remember that. And the wheel is resting just above Manasutra mountain. Here is Sun God's chariot. Here is the axle. This axle, one side is connected to the base of Mount Meru, other side connected to the wheel, and it will be revolving like this. So because it is like this, one wheel is enough to travel. If it is independent, we need to have two wheels. But it is connected to base one side, so one wheel is kafi. And here to here it is 15.75. And from the base of the Manasutra mountain to the center of the wheel is 1 lakh yojanas. To the axle, up till axle to the Bhumandala, the distance is 1 lakh yojanas. And in addition to this first axle, there is another axle connected to Dhruvaloka. This side it is connected to the first axle just above saltwater ocean. Jambudipa, saltwater ocean is there, na? Above saltwater ocean, the second axle is connected to the first axle, here connected here, so that Dhruva can control the speed of sun's chariot. In addition to the second axle, there are two ropes connected to the yoke of the chariot. So that here Aruna, the chariot driver, also controls the speed of the sun. Dhruva also controls the speed of the sun. What does Dhruva do? Dhruva pulls. When Dhruva pulls his side, then the chariot goes towards Dhruva. It takes 6 months to go from here to here. And Dhruva loosens, then chariot comes back to its normal position. That takes 6 months. This is called as Uttarayana Dakshinayana. During Uttarayana, sun goes upward. During Dakshinayana, sun comes downward. January to July, July to January, January to July, July to January. Makar Sankranti to Karka Sankranti, Karka Sankranti to Makar Sankranti. That is, huh? No, Makar Sankranti to Karka Sankranti. 14th April to July 17th. Modern they tell 21st December and 21st June. But according to Vedic, Makar Sankranti to Karka Sankranti. This is oil pressing machine, which even our previous generation also they were using. I think Prabhuji must have seen in his childhood. Bullock driven oil pressing machine. या शुरुआत में था, बाद में वो निकाल दिया. शुरुआत में गौशाला था ना, जहाँ पे अभी टेम्पल है, उसके पहले था, उसके बाद वो निकाल दिया. So this is looking like Meru, yes or no? This vessel looking like Meru Parvata. This is pole star. This is the first axle, this is second axle. Same concept. Sun's chariot concept is being used to grind the oil from the groundnut and other things. So like that. And nowadays, later on they developed machine. Nowadays so many refined oil machines have come, but this was the traditionally they were using. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, sun's chariot wheel is rotated at a height of 50,000 yojanas on a surface made. The mountain height is 10,000. From the tip of the mountain at a height of 50,000 yojanas, the chariot wheel is rotating. The chariot wheel never touches the mountain. ये तो हवा में चलता रहता है. And from the base of the chariot wheel to the center of the chariot wheel, it has a height of 40,000 yojanas. And that is just above the axle only, the sitting place of sun is there. At that height, sun is situated, 1 lakh yojanas. It's like that. And then there is a concept of Ratanida. If you remember in the previous slide, we showed that when Dhruva pulls the rope, what sun will do? Sun is going toward Dhruva. When Dhruva loosens, sun is coming back. Like this, when sun goes up and down, region is going up also, down also, going inside also, outside also. By the way, he also goes behind and front also. Thoda slope or fast hota hai. In 3 directions, he is going here and there. The entire area in which we can see sun over a year, that area is called as Rataneda. So how much area he varies? He goes upward to a distance of 3.6 million yojanas. He goes inside to a length of 3.6 million yojanas. He goes front and backward to a distance of 0.9 million yojanas. Sorry, Hare Krishna. This cubical area is known as Rataneda. That means in this area we get to see the sun in a year. Just like we were discussing now. Now in June, July, sun will be rising here. January, sun will be rising there. So either is like height. This north-south distance is height. And the same time, the sun, while he is going here, he also comes close to us, goes far. In May, June is very close to us. And in January, he goes that side. Either side, across chalta hai. So like that. That's why in January, sun's temperature is not so harsh. In May, June, it is very harsh because it's very close to us. So like that. Now, the sun's chariot is driven by 7 horses, whose names are the 7 Vedic meters. Gayatri, Bruhati, Ushnik, Jagati, Trishtup, Anushtup and Pankti. And they are harnessed to a yoke whose length is 0.9 million yojanas. Aruna is the chariot driver. Though he is supposed to drive and look front side, he always looks backward to have the darshan of Surya Narayana. And there are 60,000 sages known as Valakilyas. They are located in front and continuously offer eloquent prayers. वो तो chariot के सामने खड़े रहते हुए पीछे पीछे चलते हुए glorify करते रहते सूर्य नारायण को. And then the sun's chariot is being taken care by 7 groups of people. So 2 in groups, they take care of it continuously. Every month the group will change. Gandharvas sing, Apsaras dance, Nagas bind they maintain the chariot, they do regular maintenance. Yakshas harness the horses, they take care of the horses. Rakshasas push from behind, कभी कभी थोड़ा धीमी हो गए तो वो थोड़ा दबा के push करते हैं. Sages sing Vedic hymns and Devatas manage the entire all the events in the sun planet. In groups continuously worship the Supreme Lord as Surya Narayana. So all these people also assist in sun planet to perform their respective services. So like that. हाँ कभी कभी करते हैं. सब राक्षस असुर नहीं होता है, कुछ अच्छा लोग भी रहते हैं. Then Hanuman Chalisa, which was written by Sri Tulsidas in the 15th century, he gives the distance between the sun and earth. So right now we know from the center of Meru to chariot wheel is 15.7 million yojanas, and sun is situated in this body somewhere here. तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना जंकेश्वर बाय सबजग जाना जुग सहस्र योजना परबाणु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानु. Just like Hanuman ji jumped to find out the whereabouts of Mother Sita to Lanka, similarly in his childhood he jumped all the way to sun to eat the Madhura Phala, early morning sun. So how far the sun is situated? Yuga Sahasra Yojana. In Sanskrit, in Surya Siddhanta, we use a number system. It is called Bhuta Sankhya number system. So based on the entity, the number is mentioned. Right now when we want to write 1000, how do we write? 1000. Or if you, in Sanskrit, if you want to write Sahasra. Okay? But in Surya Siddhanta kind of pictures, they use Bhuta Sankhya. So for this 1000 they may write Kha and Dasha. Kha means space is 0. Kha is 0. Dasha means 10. So the number is 1000. So we need to write left to right the number. This is called Bhuta Sankhya system. Danta 32. Aksha 2. And then Fingers 10. Okay. Then what else? Soma 1. Aditya 12. Vibhuda 33. So like that. So then Yuga. Yuga means Divya Yuga or Chaturyuga. How many years in one Chaturyuga? 4.32 million years. Human years. In terms of Devata years, how many years? 12,000. So here Yuga is taken as 12,000. Sahasra is 1,000. Total will be 12 million. Yuga Sahasra Yojana. So 1,000 times Yuga years. So 12,000 times 1,000, 12 million yojanas. When you convert that into miles and kilometers, you get it as 153.6 million kilometers. But according to modern science, the distance between Sun and Earth is one astronomical unit, which is 150 million kilometers. It is little more than 150. But chalega. If you convert 150 million kilometers in terms of yojanas, it may be 11.56 million yojanas. How do you write that in a poem? Poem में कैसे लिखेंगे उसको 11.56 million योजनास को? Difficult है. So they take nearby round figure. Pi is equal to 3.1416. But Bhagavatam uses 3. Pi is equal to 3. It is easy to tell 3. So like that. They take nearby round figure. So चला जाएगा. So like that. 500 years back, he mentioned the distance between Sun and Earth poetically. Easy to remember. And finally, our Brahma Samhita says the glories of Sun in this prayer. Yachchakshuresha savita sakala grahanam raja samasta suramurti rashesha teja yasyagnaya brahmati samvrta kala chakro govinda madi purusham tamaham bhajami. Yasya Agnaya Brahmati is continuously traveling by the order of the Govinda. Sun is continuously traveling. He is not a stationary one. There is no Vedic shloka that states Earth is revolving around itself or moving around Sun. But there is everywhere hundreds of references that Sun is traveling continuously. So like that. This is the majestic Sun. And this is the picture of Sun's chariot from Sringeri Mutt. In one of the Brahmacharya Yatras we have been there. So they are Panchopakasana during Brahmostav. They take out Sun chariot also, they worship like they worship Meru, Mahameru Yantra. So here is one wheel, here is the whole body, here is the Surya, and here are the 7 horses. So 7 horses, you can see here, the 7 horses are there. The wheel is here. They kept the wheel below the chariot only. Here is Aruna. So this is how they decorate and they worship during Brahma Murta. So Brahmostav festival. So like that. So these are few details about Sun. Then Bhagavatam talks about the moon. Evam Chandrama, just like Sun is located 1 lakh yojana above Bhumandala, in a similar way, Chandrama Arka Gabastibhya Uparistal Laksha Yojanata Upalabhyamano. For this verse, I suppose Srila Prabhupada writes that when the word says Arka Gabastibhya means above the sun globe, the moon is located at height of 1 lakh yojanas. Prabhupada keeps the moon here just above the sun. That's why Prabhupada says that if at all you want to go to moon, you have to go from earth to sun, then 1 lakh yojanas above. It is very far from the sun, so it is impractical to go to moon. But here, however, of course, the reason why Prabhupada said is that people are always talking about the moon landing, all this scientific advancement and all. Prabhupada wanted to get disconnected from all that. He wanted to dismiss the whole idea of going to moon. That's why he would make like strong remarks like this. No one can go to moon. They might have gone to Rahu, they might have gone here, there and all. So there, no one can go to moon like that. But Prabhupada wanted to people turn away their attention from moon landing to spiritual life. So he would make strong statements because of the need of the hour. But here if you see actually according to Shastra, the moon's orbit is very small. It is located around Vartakanda only, but its plane is above the plane of sun. Because we are discussing vertical structure, we are only telling the vertical heights, not the height of the sun planet to moon planet. We are talking about the height between sun's orbit to moon's orbit. But Arka Kabasdibya means the rays of the sun. Which rays of the sun? That rays of the sun which are coming to Bhartakanda. हमको क्या पड़े? अभी सन है उधर, सनराइज चारों दिशा में जा रहे हैं. Which one is important for us? Which is coming to us? So वही important है. So उसका हिसाब से यहाँ से यहाँ तक 1 lakh योजनास. So like that. Know that the, of course this is from Bhagavad Gita, some references. यदादित्य गतम तेजो जगत भाषयते अखिलम यच्चंद्रमति यच्चाग्नो तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम. The light of the sun and moon are my vibhutis. Gama vishesha bhutani dharayami hamojasa pushnami aushadhi sarva somu bhutva rasatmaka. So entering the earth by my own shakti and being situated there, I maintain the moving and non-moving entities, becoming sweet juiced moon, rasatmaka soma. I cause the plants such as rice to increase and grow. Pushnami aushadhi sarve. So basically, the important function of the moon is to provide food for all of us. Yesterday we discussed the story elaborately. Today we will not repeat. So now, something from Rigveda. Stephen Knauf, referring to Rigveda, he talks about this particular concept. So we have earth here, moon is here, sun is here. Earth diameter is 1000 yojanas. The Rigveda verse says that diameter of the sun disk is 108 times the diameter of the earth. If this is 1000 yojanas, this is 1000 into 108, 108,000 yojanas. Then the distance between the earth and sun is 108 times the diameter of the sun disk. So 108,000 into 108, that is 11.664 million yojanas. Little less than 12. When you convert this into kilometers, you exactly will get 150 million kilometers. When it was 12 million yojanas, it was 153. If it is 11.664, it will become 12. Exactly 12. So like that. And then the angle of sun. Early morning when you see the crimson color sun, this sun, you draw a line from the top, draw a line from the bottom, whatever angle is made in between, that is theta. Theta is equal to L by R, because when angle is small, you can write angle is equal to arc length by radius. So what is the arc length? Nothing but diameter of the sun. What is the radius? There is nothing but the distance between sun and earth. So what is the value? 108,000 divided by 11.664, which is nothing but 108 into 108,000 into 108. So value is 1 by 108 radians. Convert into degrees, it is 0.5305 degrees. That is the angle made by sun disk early in the morning and late in the evening, or throughout the day, but we can see only in the morning and evening. So like that. Yes, Radhakant Prabhu.
Prabhuji, can you please explain that how we are getting from the diagram 15.7?
One second. We are not able to hear.
Prabhuji, that
Yeah.
distance
Can you repeat once again?
Yeah, distance between Earth and Sun. Because from the diagram we see
No,
15.7.
we are not able to hear. Prabhuji, we are not able to hear. 1 second.
Can you hear Prabhuji now?
We are able to hear, others are able to hear.
Online. No, I have shared sound here, so you should come now.
Is it? Can you hear now?
Hare Krishna.
Can you hear now, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, now you speak.
Can you hear now? Hare Krishna. Can you hear now?
Huh?
It's okay, Prabhuji. Don't worry.
We are not able to hear your voice. You can write in chat box. Okay. So this is about sun and earth. Then moon and earth. Earth diameter is 1000 yojanas. Moon's diameter is 108 by 400 times the diameter of the earth. 1000 into 108 by 400, which is approximately 1 by 4. Little more than 1 by 4. It becomes 270 yojanas. The distance between the moon and earth is 108 times the diameter of the moon. 108 into 270. Total 29,160. The angle made by the moon is also 0.53 degrees on full moon day. Shloka tells like that only. Distance nahi diya. Aisa bol diya. The diameter of the sun is 108 times the diameter of the earth. The distance between sun and earth is 108 times the diameter of the sun. That's all. Shlok mein aisa bataya gaya. Numbers nahi diya. Numbers you have to put and extract. 108 by 400 times the diameter of the earth. Like almost 1/4 of the earth diameter. Earth is 1000, 1/4 is 250. A little more than 250. So like that. So now, the modern measurements also we know. You do the division and get the ratio. This divided by this. 108 by 9. 108.9. That means 109 almost. This divided by this. 107.9. Are they close to 108? And the angle varies from 0.52 to 0.54 because the sun is coming close and going far. This is a minimum and maximum value. What is given in the Rigveda is average value. And this is moon diameter, distance between the moon and earth. The ratio between these two is 109 by 400. The ratio between this and this is 110. Little more than 108. Chalega. The value varies from 0.49 to 0.55. Mean value is 0.52. Chalega thoda aage piche. But this is how. Based on Rigveda, we can get everything in one shloka only. We don't have to remember all these different numbers. Only 108 and 1000, that much तो याद रहेगा. उसको याद करने का difficulty नहीं. So बाकी सब आ जाएगा अपने आप. So like that. Vedic mathematics. So this was the picture drawn by Sri Thiruvenkat Ramanujar. This is like pole star. This is like Mount Meru. Jambudipa with all the 9 divisions. Here we have Bhartakanda. Everything is there. Normally we say that the planetary orbits are revolving around Mount Meru. They are moving around Mount Meru. But Acharya say that actually planets are not revolving around Mount Meru, but they are revolving around the line joining Pole Star and Bhartakanda. Pole Star is here, the center of Bhartakanda is here. You connect a line joining both of them. This line becomes the center of axis of the respective orbits of the planets. For example, sun's planet is supposed to be horizontal to Mount Meru like this. It should be moving like this. But this line is inclined, perpendicular to that line, the orbit is drawn. So this is the orbit in the month of January. This is sun's orbit in the month of April. And this is June. So June, July, whatever. This is again October. This is again January. January, April, July, October, January. So during that time, the orbit is gradually going upward toward Dhruva and coming downward, going upward and coming downward, like that. Similarly, here you see, what is the radius of the moon's orbit? 29,000. If moon is revolving around Mount Meru with a orbit radius of 29,000, how long will be, when the Indians will be able to see? Can Indians ever able to see the moon? No, because Bhartakanda itself is 50,000 yojanas away from the center of Mount Meru. If itself is 30,000 is inside only. अभी ये लोग कभी भी देख नहीं पाएगा. Only इधर का लोग देख पाएंगे कभी. But then the Acharya say that actually the moon is revolving around Earth globe, not around Meru. And not only moon but all the planets are also revolving around Earth globe, or the line joining the Earth globe and pole star. This acts like the center for all the orbits and they revolve. And because just like the Dhruva is pulling the sun, as a result of the sun going toward Dhruva and coming down, similarly Dhruva pulls each and every planet. Because every planet is a chariot. Every planet is driven by horses. So the speed of the horses should be controlled. The chariot driver controls as well as Dhruva also controls. As a result of that, they go up and down. Right now, in this picture, sun is below and moon is above. 15 दिन के बाद क्या होगा? The moon will come down, sun will go up. So ये ऊपर नीचे जाते रहते हैं हमेशा. They are being in a particular position, not a permanent position. This position is happening on Makara Sankranti. Vaipurana says, and Vishnu Purana also says that whatever details that are mentioned in the Bhagavatam and other Puranas are the position of the planets on the day of Makara Sankranti, at the end of Dakshinayana time period. Dakshinayana Marganto. All planetary heights are pertinent to that one day only. That is not a constant number, they keep changing. जब वो ऊपर नीचे जाएगा तो डिस्टेंस बदलते रहेगा. So like that. So if we keep the orbit of the moon around Mount Meru, it will be here only. Bharatkhanda वाला कब देखेंगे नहीं. But here, everyone on the Bharatkhanda will be able to see the moon properly. So moon will be revolving around Earth globe only. सबका यही है ना. This line is the center of all their orbits. The line connecting Polestar and Bharatkhanda. This is the center of all the orbits. Why नैमिषारण्य? वो कहाँ से आ गया? कौन सा ऑर्बिट? वो चक्रतीर्थ अलग है, वो अलग है, ये अलग है, उससे संबंध नहीं. This is no. This is the center of the earth globe I am saying, not Chakratirtha. Center of the earth globe, center of the sphere. Center में रहेगा, अंदर. No, Prabhuji. When a sphere you take, where is the center located? Center में वही center को line connect किया था. Center of the earth globe all the way up to pole star. That line is acting as the center for all the orbits of the planets. Not only planets, stars, nakshatras, rashis, everyone will be revolving around that line only. So like that. Then, with its waxing and waning phases, the moon creates, during its waxing phase, during Shukla Paksha, it creates day for the Devatas, night for the Pitrus, which is suitable for the worship of Devatas. During the waning phase, it creates day for the Pitrus, night for the Devatas, which is suitable for the worship of the Pitrus. Bhadrapada Krishna Paksha, which is known as Pitru Paksha. So the meaning is like this. The moon is situated close to earth and moving around the earth, but the moon has been divided into two parts. These are the two parts in the moon. So those two parts are continuously revolving like this. So the outer part is always outside, the inner part is always inside. So when the moon is in between the earth and sun, that is called New Moon Day Amavasya. When the moon is on the other side of the earth, that is called Paurnami. So now what is happening? The people who are residing in the inside part of the moon, they are known as Devatas. The people who are residing in the outside part of the moon, they are known as the Pitrus. Because these Devatas and Pitrus are created together. These are not all the Devatas. There are basically one category of Devatas known as Sadhyas. Sadhyas are residing in the moon inner part, and the outer part of the moon is occupied by the Pitru Devatas. And this part of the moon is known as Pitruloka. Moon is Pitruloka basically. The entire moon we can say in one sense Pitruloka. That is where the Pitru Devatas are residing. That is where some of our ancestors might have decided to go there. By performing pious activity, they might have gone there. Pitruniyanti Pitruvata. So this is Amavasya, this is Paurnami. Amavasya to Paurnami is called Shukla Paksha. And Paurnami to Amavasya is called Krishna Paksha. So Shukla Paksha is the daytime for the Devatas. Krishna Paksha is the daytime for the Pitrus. That's how here for us 12 hours daytime, 12 hours night time. In the moon planet 15 days daytime, 15 days night time. That is how their arrangement. That kind of arrangement is there in the Pitruloka. Now, interesting thing. How do we perceive sun? What is our experience of sun, especially in the month of May? Very hot. So it is like a condensed fireball. Yes or no? Full fire. At one place it is there and it is emitting a lot of light and heat. Just like earth is nothing but a condensed earth element with some water oceans on the surface so that it can remain intact. Just like earth is made up of earth element, sun is made up of fire element, the moon is made up of water element. Moon is a ice planet, condensed water planet. Because moon is a condensed water planet, the moon rays are cooling. Because sun is condensed fire planet, the sun rays are burning. So that is the understanding. And Bhagavad Gita says, Somo Bhutva Prasatmakam. Soma is made up of rasa. What is rasa? Rasoham apsu kaunteya. Rasa is water. So Soma is made up of water and it is in a solid state. So like that. So these verses we discussed in the past. हम 2 दिन पहले डिस्कस किया था ना, the prayers offered by the residents of Salmali Dvipa. They are telling that you are maintaining all the devatas and all the people, please maintain us also. So in that way, the devatas here are sadhyas, a lesser category of devatas. Pitrus are those who drink the vapor of food. Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter, this reference comes. Ushma bhaga hi pitara. Ushma bhaga means the vapor. The somarasa is nothing but vapor only, na? From churning the vapor only, they are getting extracting somarasa. That is being fed to devatas. The pitrus are also eating that only. That's what pitrus are called as, those people who consume the vapor of the water. So here is a couple of verses about the Pitru Devatas. 3rd canto, chapter 20, there is a discussion about the creation of Pitru Devatas by Brahma. Then Brahma, thinking himself powerful, created Sadhyas, and then by invisibility, he created Pitrus. Wise people offer Avya to Sadhyas and Kavya to Pitrus with faith. So, how many people Brahma created? Brahma created 4 Pitrus, 4 quadruple brothers, twin brothers we can say. Agnishvattas, Barishadas, Saumyas and Ajyapas, the 4 Pitrus. Some receive fire sacrifice and others do not. The 4 of them married Swada, the 15th daughter of Daksha. Just like 5 Pandavas married 1 girl, Draupadi, 10 Prachetas married 1 girl, Marisha. Similarly, the 4 Pitrus married 1 Swada. This is the 3rd case of polyandry. So 4 brothers are there, but 4 brothers does not stay at one place. After property division, 2 brothers were staying in the moon planet and 2 brothers are staying in the Yamaloka. So the elder brother's Pitruloka is in moon planet, younger brother's Pitruloka is in Yamaloka. Like that we have 2 Pitrulokas. One is in the moon planet, one is in the Yamaloka. These are 2 different moon planets. Now let us say who is staying where. Out of these 4 people, the Saumyas who are residing in Chandraloka, they rule over the seasons. They are the deities of the seasons. Barishadas who are residing in Yamaloka, they rule over months. Agnishvastas who are also living in Yamaloka, they rule over the seasons. And Kavyas or Ajyapas who are living in the moon, they rule over the year. These are their services, their respective duties being the devatas, they are doing it. So out of 4, Barishada, Agnishvata residing in the Yamaloka, Saumya and Ajyapa are residing in the Chandraloka. This is the 4 places where these people are, these 2 places where these 4 brothers are residing. Some reflection according to the recent history. The first human-made object landed on the moon sent by the Soviet Union, which is known as Luna 2 mission on 13 September 1959. Immediately, in order to counter that, US had sent Apollo 11 with 2 people who landed on the moon on the 20th July 1969. 10 years later, immediately. The first 2 humans landed on the moon were Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, who was the pilot of the particular shuttle. And then from 69 to 72, there have been 6 more manned US landings and numerous unmanned landings. But from then till now, there are no soft landings. ISRO had sent Chandrayaan-1 with remote sensing mechanism onto the orbit of the moon. They found out that on the surface of the moon there are a lot of water content. And then they have sent Chandrayaan-2 in 2019, which was supposed to land on the particular day but could not land, somehow lost communication. I supposed to add Chandrayaan-3, I did not add. So 2 years back, Chandrayaan-3 also landed on the moon, on the southern side of the moon. So in that way. Similarly, China also trying Chang'e 1, Chang'e 3. They have sent onto the orbit of the moon with remote sensing mechanism. So this is what we understand from 23 also, one more is there? 13. 2009 and 2013. Actually, I did not upload these slides. Long back I prepared. Uska hi sabse wahi hai. Abhi latest I can add some more latest things. So Neil Armstrong went to moon, put American झंडा, saluted. भी सैल्यूट तो बहुत देर हो गए, अभी तक गए, वापस आ रहे. It is said that they were there for 20 minutes. 20 minutes they were walking on the surface of the moon and then they came back, both of them. But however, Vayupurana says, Ghana toyatmakam tatra mandalam shashina smrutam Ghana tejomayam shukla mandalam bhaskarastute. Just like the earth is made up of solid earth element, sun is made up of solid fire element, the moon is made up of solid water element. But what we are seeing here? So where they must have gone? Wherever earth element is there, that is where they went. If it is on the earth, और कहीं और जगह पर earth element है तो उधर गया होगा. But moon is said to be, according to Shastra, it is made up of water element. I am not saying, Vayupurana only saying. My translation may be wrong, you can also translate on yourself. So then what is the Vedic perspective? In the 8th canto, when there was the fight between Indra and Bali Maharaj, Indra says that if somebody wanted to come to heaven, occupy heaven without proper qualification, Indra says that I will send them to lower than their current position by creating illusions. Here Prabhupada says that people might have gone to Rahu. They have not gone to moon. They might have gone to Rahu. Because Indra will create illusions, we will send them to somewhere else. Something like that. And one apt example is Trishanku. What was the problem of Trishanku? In same body. But what is the problem? Same body में बहुत लोग गया था, उनको वो क्यों नहीं गया?
Qualification नहीं था.
Why qualification is not there?
Did not do tapasya.
हाँ?
पुण्य.
पुण्य छोड़ दो, पहला discipline नहीं था उनको पास. In Gurukul, while they were studying in the ashram of Vasishtha Muni, he was supposed to take care of the cows. Instead of taking care of the cows, he would leave the cow this side and he would go play this side. So the tiger used to come and eat the cows every day. So Vasishtha became calm first time, second time, third time, like that. 10 times it is happening like that only. Finally Vasishtha became very angry. You are Kshatriya, you are supposed to protect the cows and Brahmanas and you are not at all cared for it. You are behaving like a Shudra, you become Shudra, like that curse kiya tha. So he became black bodied, black looking, very ugly looking person. And he was wandering here and there everywhere. Eventually he heard from Vedas that Svargaloka is so beautiful place, lot of enjoyment is there, this, that. He came to Vasishtha. He said, please send me to Sargaloka. I want to enjoy there. So Vasishtha said, no, you cannot go. Don't have any qualification to go to moon. You cannot go to Sargaloka only, not moon, Sargaloka. So he became very much disappointed. Then he happened to go to Vishwamitra. He did not tell that I want to go to Sargaloka. He told in such a way that, you see, Vasishtha and his sons, they are telling that no one can send me to Sargaloka. Then he is not telling that I don't have qualification to go to Sargaloka. Then by hearing the name of Vasishtha, Vishwamitra became, I will send. So अपना तापोबल यूज करके इनको स्वर्ग भेजने के लिए प्रयास किया. But क्या हुआ? As he was reaching Swargaloka, a bad smell was spreading all over Swargaloka. People complained to Indra, what is this, some problem? Some obnoxious smell is coming. Indra realized a unqualified person trying to come to Swarga. Indra was pushing him downward. And he was crying, please save me, save me, save me, oh Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra used some more tapobal, he was sending him up. Indra pushing him down. There is battle between both of them. So finally Vishwamitra realized that I cannot send him to Swarga. So to please him, he created an artificial heaven in the sky. That is called as Trishanku Swarga. Even today also we can see, bolte aisa. Today also Trishanku is there in the Swarga. In the Trishanku Swarga which is created by Vishwamitra Muni. So Vishwamitra Muni can create an artificial Swarga, but he cannot send this person to Swarga. That is the situation. So that means if an unqualified person want to go to Swarga, it is not possible. Whether Sargaloka or Chandraloka, without proper qualification, it is not possible. But some people with due qualification, they went in the self-same body and came back. Arjuna, Yudhishthira Maharaj, King Raivata, Nausha, etc. They went to Swarga and they came back also without any issue. So what is the procedure to go to Swargaloka? Bhagavad Gita chapter 8 talks about it. Having practiced the entire sadhana throughout the life, at the end of the life, if they give up their body in this particular auspicious time, they will go to Swargaloka with the help of all these deities. Similar verse comes in the 32nd chapter of Canto 3. Overtaken with such faith, worship the Pitrus and Devatas by performing various sacrifices, a person then goes to the moon, Pitruloka, drinks Somarasa, and then falls back to earth. As long as their piety there, they will stay in the moon planet, then they come back. त्रैविद्या माम सोमपापुत पाप यज्ञरिष्ट स्वर्गतिर प्रार्थयन्ते ते पुण्यमासद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम अशन दिव्यं दिव्य भोगान् तेतां भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालं क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयीधर्म अनुप्रपन्ना गता गतं काम काम लभन्ते. So this is the procedure to go to Sargaloka or Pitraloka. Proper bona fide Vedic way. But if somebody want to go to moon on an artificial means, in an artificial way, one may land up in a illusory abode. May not be exact place as Indra said. But however, like very first day some devotees are asking whether India has gone to moon or not. From practical point of view, we can say that they have gone to moon, but they cannot access moon. Because moon being the Pitraloka and Sadhyaloka cannot be accessed by those who have not done the necessary sadhana. By artificial means, if somebody has gone means they have gone to the upper or outer surface of the moon, and that surface will be reflected to them as per their assumption of the moon. How they were thinking the moon could be. They might have imagined the moon could be somewhat like the earth only. There will be a lot of rivers, oceans, mountains. So similar kind of vision will they have if at all they go to moon surface. That can be done by the moon. So in that way. But however, all these things are there. But finally, it is the moon who is providing food for everyone. It is the moon by providing food is nourishing everyone. That's why he is considered to be the life of all living entities. and is considered to be the chief jiva among all the living entities. So then, this moon, while traveling along with the sun, he creates 16 phases. Pratipad to Amavasya and then Pratipad to Purnima. As the size of the moon is gradually increasing, so he manifests 16 phases. So that's how it is there. And finally, the moon is composed of 16 phases as seen as the Supreme Lord. The moon is considered to be the deity of the mind, food, nectar, life of all living entities. The moon is considered to be all pervading since it is the cause of all life. The moon is called Manomaya because it is the presiding deity of the mind. So this is how the sun and moon are briefly described in this Bhagavatam, Canto 5, chapter 21 and 22. So where is the sun, where is the moon, how are they, people are residing, what they are doing, etc., are being indicated. Yeah. Any questions based on the discussion till now? Take mic and speak, Roji.
Worship Pitrus. The Pitrus. So is it these 4 Pitrus who are worshipped?
They were born at the beginning of the day of Brahma, during the Swayambhu Manvantara. Now their descendants is there.
So it's not exactly one's ancestors whom we are worshipping.
No. See, again same concept. The original Pitrus are the one of the Devata category whose lifespan or whose service is for one Manvantara. They'll be there. Hearing about the Pitruloka, some of our ancestors have followed Pitruvartan, they gone to Pitruloka to enjoy.
Okay.
People, our ancestors are the visitors of the Pitruloka to enjoy. But this Agnishwatas, Barishadas, Saumyas, they are the original Pitru Devatas. They'll remain there only for the entire Manvantara period and they have their services to take care of the maintenance of the universe. They are assisting in the maintenance of the universe.
So one is actually offering to one's ancestors who are in Pitruloka.
Why to offer Shraddha?
Food for them, food.
Why?
Once
उनको मिल रहा है ना फूड तो रेगुलर फूड मिल रहा है
विष्णु प्रसाद प्रसादम नहीं मिल रहा है प्रसाद नहीं मिल
प्रसाद कितना लोग प्रसाद ऑफर कर रहे हैं डोंट स्पीक लाइक ए डिवोटी स्पीक लाइक ए जनरल ह्यूमन बीइंग एवरीवन इज ऑफरिंग श्रद्धा नॉट ओनली डिवोटीज सब लोग श्रद्धा अर्पण कर रहे हैं श्रद्धा क्यों अर्पण करते by their piety, they have gone to Pitruloka. Okay? They are allowed to stay for a certain amount of time. But when their ancestors, not ancestors, when the successors offer Shraddha ceremony, that Shraddha ceremony will enable them to stay one more year in Pitruloka. Like that, if the children are keep offering Shraddha ceremony year after year, that long they will stay in Pitruloka.
That's what Arjuna says in first chapter. First chapter also.
Yes, same thing. They will Lutta Pindoda Kriya, they will fall down from the Pitruloka and Sargaloka if we stop offering Shraddha ceremony. Sarga or Pitruloka, wherever they are, वहाँ से गिर जाएगा. That is the purpose of, the primary purpose of offering Shraddha is that one. If they had happened to gone to hell because of the sinful activities, by performing proper Shraddha ceremony, they will be delivered from hell. If they are in Swarga or Pitruloka, they will remain in Swarga or Pitruloka for 1 year extra. If they are in the hell, they will be delivered from the hell. If the Shraddha ceremony is offered by the devotee child, offering Vishnu Prasad, they will be delivered from hell also, heaven also. They will come back and take birth in a devotee family and they will practice bhakti and they will come back to Godhead. They will not go back to Godhead. They will get a birth in a devotee family where they can practice bhakti. Utna to milega. And if somebody offers in Shraddha ceremony, meat, wine, all these things, they will continue to stay in the hell. We are sending them to hell for 1 more year extra.
I heard it becomes stool when it goes there. They put their hands. If food is not offered to Vishnu, it converts into stool and urine. It is mentioned in one of the Puranas. And they curse the descendants. that they are giving stool and urine.
वाट क्या करे, जब तक जीवन था वो भी उनका बेटा को वही खिलाए ना, इसलिए वो बेटा उनको वही खिला रहे वापस. कौन किसको क्या कर्ज दे रहा है? But whatever it is, seventh canto it is very clearly mentioned that in Shraddha ceremony we should not use meat products. In Shraddha ceremony one should not offer which is not offered to Vishnu. So like that. Yes, Prabhu, Vasudev Krishna Prabhu.
Guruji, we had heard that those Pitras who are there, so for them the food is from like those descendants who come. So when they offer Shraddha, then that is the source of the food for them. If we don't offer, then they remain hungry and then they create a Pitra dosha, kind of those inauspicious things that they
No,
do.
not exactly. Of course, they will remain hungry if they are in Naraka. If they are in Swarga or Pitraloka, they will get food. The regular daily food they will get. But if they happen to be in Naraka or some other in a bad situation, they may not get food. Obviously, they will curse. They are already going through intense misery, and उनका बेटा उनको food भी नहीं दे रहा है, so भूखे मार के शाप देगा ना.
Okay,
तो हो जाएगा ऐसा. But in Pitraloka, if the children are not offering Shraddha rites, the Pitrus will fall down from Pitraloka. When they are falling down from Pitraloka, they will curse. आपके लिए हमने इतना किया था, हमारे लिए आप कुछ भी नहीं कर रहे, आपके पास जो भी है सब नष्ट हो जाएगा. Something like that. They will curse that you will never have a children, so that you will never, your children will never offer to any Shraddha rite for you, so you will also not stay in Pitraloka for long. Something like that. That is called Pitrudosha. That's why some of the people do not have children because of some Pitrudosha.
Yeah, but how one?
Yeah, that's what. Obviously, na, if you are not offering Shraddha, because the principal duty of a son to offer Shraddha, if you are not offering, that means you being son is no use. So, it is better you do not have any son only. So, if there is no son for you, even if you go to Pitraloka by your own piety, you may go there for 10 years, but you will come back. If your son and grandson perform Shraddha, you will continue to stay in Pitraloka for a long, long time. If there is no son, आप रहेंगे नहीं ज़्यादा दिन. So like that.
Guruji, first of all, they do sinful activity and they go to hell. And
No. Shastra is talking in general for everyone. So आजकल हमारा आजू बाजू में sinful people है, but past को देखो, पुराना जमाना देखते हुए आप प्रश्न पूछो. आजकल का दुनिया में अभी पितृलोक कौन जाना चाहते हैं? लोग अमेरिका जाना चाहते हैं. पितृलोक कोई मानते नहीं. सब लोग they wanted to go to America.
If the ancients are not in heaven or maybe in Pitraloka or maybe they are on earth, how one can know that?
Wherever they may be, we should offer Shraddha as long as we are living.
It will be provided to them.
Wherever they may be born in our neighbor home also, still does not matter. As long as we are living in this body is given by them. As long as we are in this body, we need to offer Shraddha rites to our forefathers, parents and grandparents. Ah. Wherever you are, you will have auspiciousness. If you are in hell, you will be delivered. If you are in Pitraloka or Sargaloka, you will be continuing. If you are already taken birth as a human being, you will become opulent, wealthy. You will become healthy. You will live in a better situation. अच्छा है ना? आपके लिए आप इतना किया था पेरेंट्स, सो उनके लिए थोड़ा करो. Wait. Radhakant Prabhu?
Prabhuji, can you hear now?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you perfectly.
Prabhuji, that Ratha Nida slide, can you please explain once again that movement of the sun within that cube, Ratha Nida, sun chariot, how it's moving? And also the distance, Prabhuji, because the Manasuttar mountain is 15.75 million. So from there, how that average 12 million, how it's coming? These two things, Prabhuji, we can.
Where is that? No, थोड़ा पीछे इधर.
Yeah, this one, yes, please.
where that moving one up and down wala tana? Yeah, here. See,
Yes, Guruji, yeah.
when Dhruva pulls, the sun goes toward Dhruva. When Dhruva loosens the chariot, the ropes, the sun comes outward. As a result of that, over a period of 1 year, we get to see sun in this different area. He is going here to here, he is going here to here, and along that he also goes front and back also. Thoda slow, fast ho jata hai, kabhi kabhi. So the area in which we see sun in over 1 year, that is called Rataneda. So if you measure from here to here, we get to see 3.6 million yojanas, here to here 3.6, and front to back 0.9 million yojanas. That much area we get to see the sun over a year, and that area is called as Rataneda.
And Prabhuji, the average distance, which like how do you get 12 million yojanas? Because the Manasotra mountain is 15.75 million
Yes,
yojanas.
from the center of Mount Meru to the chariot wheel, that is 15.75. And Tulsi Das said that when Hanumanji jumped Akra to catch the sun, he was jumping about a distance of 12 million yojanas. Juga Sahasra Yojana Parabanu Liyataya Madrapal Janu. He says approximately the distance between the earth and sun is 12 million yojanas. But the verse in Rigveda says that the diameter of the sun disk is 108 times the diameter of the earth. Earth diameter is 1000 yojanas. Sun disk diameter is 108,000 yojanas. And then the distance between the sun and earth is 108 times the diameter of the sun. 108,000 into 108, that is 11.664 million yojanas. When you convert this into kilometers, it becomes 150 million kilometers. Exactly. That is the average distance between the earth and sun.
So within that Rathaneda, if you take the average distance, probably we'll get this. Because the sun is in that Rathaneda.
Rataneda is around this. This around 11.64 million yojanas. Aage piche 3.6, 3.7, 1.8 this side, 1.8 this side, like that you can put Rataneda.
Thank you.
Yes, Bruj. Mic.
Movement like this. It is going straight, it is like this for us.
Yes.
But it is not like this.
No, not like this. See, this is the Bhumandala. Today sun is traveling at a particular height. So tomorrow the Dhruva will pull towards him. Thoda upar jayega, thoda andar bhi jayega. ऐसा jayega na. So he will travel here. And then he will go little above and inside. He will travel here. Like that 6 months. July में इधर रहेगा orbit. From July, as Dhruva loosens, he slowly coming down. January में नीचे रहेगा सबसे bottom और दूर में रहेगा. So like that. Circle only. Wherever it is traveling is circle. This circle only gradually raising up and becoming smaller and going upward and then coming downward, becoming bigger and bigger. It is actually cross movement, na? You are pulling like this. This will have inside also, it is going upward also. Both are happening simultaneously. No. This is थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाएगा and उधर circle में घूमता रहेगा. And on a day-to-day basis, sun is rising in the east and going around. Today sun is rising here and going around, and tomorrow thoda idhar, gradually goes till there in the January. So Dhruva is this side, na? Dhruva is pulling him. When he pulls him, वहां से इधर तक आएगा. When he loosens him, यहाँ से उधर तक जाएगा. So like that. Everyday circle only. Every day's daily orbit is circle only. No, center वहीं पे रहेगा. संडल का रेडियस कम हो रहा है. जनवरी में सर्कल बड़ा रहेगा. वहां से धीरे धीरे जनवरी में सर्कल टेबल के हिसाब से लेंगे. टेबल डू मंडला. जनवरी में सर्कल यहाँ पर है. सो नेक्स्ट डे हियर लाइक दैट. जुलाई तक इतना आएगा. जुलाई तक कितना ही आएगा सर्कल. ऊपर आएगा. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड उत्तरायण ना. इट इज गोइंग टुवर्ड टू नॉर्थ. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड उत्तरायण. जनवरी टू जुलाई उत्तरायण. जुलाई टू जनवरी दक्षिणायन. The daily traveling is the daily motion of the sun, but this going upward is Uttarayana, coming downward is Dakshinayana. Upward 180 orbits, downward 180 orbits. 180 days na? 180 दिन. 6 months में 180 days. 180 वही orbits में वापस आता है. So like that. All planets are around Earth only. तो मून भी वैसे घूमेगा. That is a annual motion. This is daily motion. Every day all planets are moving in the clockwise direction only. Just like we are doing pradakshina around Tulsi Maran every day in the morning, like that all the planets make one pradakshina around pole Dhruvaloka every day once, because Dhruvaloka is the abode of Kshirodaksha Vishnu. Offering obeisance to Kshirodaksha Vishnu, they make one round every day. No, वहाँ पे मैं उल्टा दिखाया. That is annual motion. That is not daily motion. That one side only will see the. हाँ. This is the annual motion. This takes 1 month to go counterclockwise one round. मेरू नहीं पृथ्वी के ही. मेरू कहीं से जाएगा? Bharatkhand only. If Meru, if it is going around Meru, the Indians will never see the moon, because its radius is only 30,000 yojanas. The orbital radius of the moon is only 30,000 yojanas. If you keep it around Meru, the Indians will never see the moon, but we are seeing it. So moon is supposed to revolve around the earth only, revolve around the earth globe, Bharatkhanda. ओ उनको दिखे नहीं दिखे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, हमको दिखना चाहिए. Yes, moon also goes upward and comes downward. Sun takes 6 months to go up and down. Moon takes 14 days to go up, 14 days to come. In 1 month, actually not even 1 month, even less than that, 27.3 days, moon goes upward and comes down. Like that, Mars will take 1 year to go up, 1 year to come down. Jupiter will take 6 years to go up, 6 years to come out. Saturn will take 15 years to go up, 15 years to come down. All planets, every planet will have Uttara and Dakshina.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
See, actually, I thought tomorrow, if time permits, we can speak about it. Here is Earth globe. Okay? All planets, they go in clockwise direction. The Navagrahas, they go in clockwise direction. Outer side, there is zodiac. Zodiac means the 12 Rashis and 27 Nakshatras. So this is Moon, and this is Sun, this is Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. So like that. So here one more will keep. So this is Mercury, this is Venus. So like this they are going on a daily basis. So in 24 hours approximately they make one round. So they have started now. After 24 hours they are supposed to come back, na? So moon, when they started here after 24 hours, moon is supposed to come here, but sun only comes here 24 hours के बाद. And this fellow will be थोड़ा सा पीछे. This fellow will be थोड़ा सा पीछे. ये moon वाला 12 डिग्री पीछे रहता है. ये slow चलता है moon compared to sun. But Kala Chakra, when after 24 hours when sun comes to same point, Kala Chakra will be little ahead, 1 degree ahead. ये 1 degree ahead रहता है. Center is Earth only. For all the planets, the center is Earth. Prabhuji, again, this is like, this is Earth is here, Dhruva is here. The orbits are here. One orbit here, one orbit like that. A line है ना, this is center. आप ऊपर से नीचे देखेगा तो कैसे दिखेगा? अगर ध्रुवा और Earth is the center. वो line ऐसे. Forget about the heights, because orbit is parallel to the भूमंडल है ना. Height को छोड़ दो. When you look from the top, it looks like traveling around Earth globe only. So for the orbital, Earth is placed in the center only. May not be the same plane. Sometimes it will be at the same plane also, sometimes below also. थोड़ा आगे पीछे भी होता है. So like that. So while traveling like that, there is a lag in their motion. Like that, if you count day by day, one day it is going by 12 degrees, 2 days 24 degrees. Like that, 10 days how many degrees? 120 degrees. 20 days 240 degrees. 30 days 360 degrees. This is one lunar month. 30 days mein moon completes one round. That is one lunar month. And sun is with respect to Kala Chakra, sun is lagging by 1 degree. So 1 day 1 degree. 10 days 10 degrees. Okay? And 90 days 90 degrees. 180 days 180 degrees. 270 days 270 degrees. And 360 days 360 degrees. But actually it's not 1 degree. It is 0.9856 something like that. So very close to 1. So it is 365 days 360 degrees. In a year we have 365 days. In 365 days the sun goes around and comes back to Mesha Rashi, starting point. Tomorrow I'll show some animation, but right now that is not the topic. Right now we are only just talking about where the sun is located, the moon is located, etc. It is a relative motion, we need to understand. इसलिए yes.
Distance. The Mount Meru, the distance is 50,000. The pole star is just on the Mount Meru.
Yes.
So when you are saying it's circling around the Bharatkhanda, because it's a triangle way, because the pole star is in a triangle way, whether it's rotating exactly the center of the Bharatkhanda or the pole star is out.
No, center of the Bharatkhanda. Bharatkhanda becomes center for all the planetary orbits.
Okay.
Now, in a generalized understanding, the Bhagavatam says Meru, but actually, practical thing, they are rotating around Bharatkhanda only.
Okay.
वो सब बोलना difficult है भागवत में, इसलिए बोला नहीं. That and all you understand from Siddhantas. Bhagavatam main focus is not about astronomy. So in that way. But the angle is not so much. This is Jambudvipa.
Correct.
Here is Mount Meru. Here is pole star. Here is Bharatkhanda.
Correct.
So we may think that this is so much, na? This angle is कितना पता है क्या? 0.15 degrees.
Okay.
0.15 degree कितना होता है? ज़्यादा distance नहीं. It is very small, negligible. Is not so much only. That will not cause any inclination only. In the pictures we may say the orbits are inclined like this, but actually the orbits are almost parallel only. It is not so much. 0.15 degrees as good as 0 only. It is there or not there, because this is 3.8 million yojanas.
Correct.
This is 0.05 million yojanas. So what will be the angle?
Correct.
Almost. So in that way. So actually we are in the middle, so that you may not get complete picture. When we do the complete course, then with more details you get to know full information. Okay? Yes, Prabhuji. हेमलोका. पाताल के नीचे हेमलोक में रहेगा.
प्रभुपाद ने कभी इसमें तात्पर्य में देखा है कि वो पितृलोक ऊपर भी है करके.
जो ऊपर था वही मून प्लैनेट. जो मून प्लैनेट में पितृलोक है ना, वो ऊपर वाला पितृलोक.
अच्छा, मून प्लैनेट.
चंद्रलोक इधर पितृलोक.
अच्छा.
एंड सेकंड पितृलोक इज द मून यमलोक. यमराज के बगल में यमराज का घर है पितृलोक.
I am just asking about Gayatri Mantra. So what we were informed in the Gayatri Mantra, Gayatri initiation, about the story of the 60,000 sages.
Valakilyas.
The Valakias, they were attacked by Rakshasas, especially in the Sandhyas, by Rakshasas. So when we chant the Gayatri, so they get nourishment. So that's the importance of the time we need to chant, because the time that Rakshasas attack these sages. So I just want to understand, or you have any information on that?
Yeah, there could be some pastime connected to that also. But from Bhagavad cosmology point of view, the point of meditating on Surya is, it is Sun God who has taken the principal responsibility of maintaining all of us. He is doing so much for us. So we need to express our gratitude. Also we need to pray for our spiritual maintenance also. Materially, anyway, is maintaining us. So we are expressing gratitude, and we are also praying for spiritual maintenance also, because Surya is the spiritual master. He is considered to be the guru.
Oh.
So guru, it is the nature of the guru to give us spiritual knowledge. So we are praying for that.
Thank you.
So what you said, we will also discuss tomorrow when we come to 24th chapter. This concept is there. When they are in difficulty, we were all told to be praying to the Lord. So we should pray. When we pray, again the situation become normal. Otherwise, the Rakshasas will come, dethrone all them, Devatas, and things will become topsy-turvy.
Okay. So,
Okay. Vasudev Krishna Prabhu, still you have some question?
Yes, Guruji.
Quick, time ho gaya, 2:20.
Yeah, I understood that the sun is going inside and that's it, but the cubical shape is there. So 3.6 vertical it goes and 3.6 it goes inside. That is understood, Prabhuji. But 0.9 that direction I could not get, Prabhuji. How
Front
that?
and back. Front and back. थोड़ा slow होगा तो पीछे जाएगा ना. It is expected to come here, but it is because of slow speed, it is behind only. So like on a daily basis, sun will be traveling like this. But जब वो नीचे आएगा ना, so पहले दिन यहाँ पे था वो कुछ जोर से चल रहा था, but अगला दिन नीचे आएगा तो लंबा दूर हो गया, थोड़ा slow हो जाएगा, थोड़ा पीछे रह जाएगा. So like that. As a result अदर थोड़ा पीछे जाएगा, उसके बाद वापस स्पीड गेन करेगा.
Okay.
So like that. While coming downward, it goes behind. While going upward, अभी आज इधर है, वो next day ऊपर जाएगा. Today it is running at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. And tomorrow you don't have to run. But speed कम नहीं होगा तुरंत. तो धीरे-धीरे speed कम होगा. So as a result of it goes ahead. थोड़ा आगे भी जाएगा. So like that.
Okay. And
dynamic behavior.
Yes, Prabhuji. And moon, that moon you showed, that Pitras and Devtas. So there below one more diagram you showed. What is that diagram? I could not understand.
Which diagram?
Oh, the day and night.
See, one is top view, one is front view. The
So in
upper
that
wala diagram is top view, the niche wala diagram is front view. See, here it is top view, that's why North Pole I showed. Here it is front view, that's why I am showing India here. See the earth globe as a reference. ऊपर से दिखेगा तो ऐसा ऊपर से सर्कल जा रहा है, फ्रंट से दिखेगा तो ऐसा एलिप्टिकल ऑर्बिट में चल रहा है, ऐसा दिखेगा.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we are getting late. We'll stop here and we'll continue the remaining things tomorrow. So tomorrow, this is my simple request. We'll begin the class at 10:30, 15 minutes early, and we'll try to end by 2 o'clock, before 2 only, because I need to catch a train at 3:25 from main Pune station. So I want to leave by 2 o'clock. So maybe 5 minutes early if we close, I need to go and collect my bag and then start. Okay? थोड़ा 15 मिनट early. कल के लिए थोड़ा रेस्ट बाद में ले लो, क्लास के बाद. हाँ? नहीं, क्लास में नहीं लेने का. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be discussing the remaining things. Where are the other planets? Where is Sargaloka? Where is Marloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka? All those things. We'll discuss about Bilasvargas and eclipse and all those things. We'll try to discuss. जितना हो सकता उतना. Eclipse also, some details are there, we'll discuss that also. Okay, Prabhuji, thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Hare Krishna.